Hey, welcome back to the Blue Collar Off-Road Podcast, episode 148. I'm Graham, not ear raping you this morning. Sorry about 147. I'm here with Cody, Luke, and I totally ruined this one. It's just all over the place. And Richie. And we have Mike and Hayes from the Runs Prime. I don't know. Are you guys just an Instagram group or what are you? Is there more to it?
That was the worst intro I've ever heard.
Oh my God, Graham, do I have to do the intro?
No. He was great. Keep it rocking and rolling. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Who are you? What we got going on?
Cody.
And how the fuck did you two even meet?
Shit. Well, we'll go back to before the English language was invented.
Damn, okay. Write that down.
One
That was
day-
far back.
One day, I'm sitting in math class, and it's not the smart math class. It's the fucking idiots. And I look over, and I see this guy. I'm like, hey, you drive a Jeep, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. I think I like Jeeps. I'm looking for one on Craigslist. Will you, tell me if it's cool or not? And he's like, sure, man. So, a couple weeks go by. I'm looking on Craigslist. And this teacher was strict. So I find the Jeep, find the one, my first TJ, red, 4-banger, absolute shitbox, Spartan locker, 33s, stock, everything else. I don't even know why it had a locker. I pull out my phone in the middle of the class. I'm like, this is the one, Michael. And he's like, yup. And I immediately got my phone taken.
Oh, no.
Parents had to come pick it up, the whole 9 yards. But then that moment is when we looked at each other and we were like, yep, we're going to be best friends. So
Dude,
the next day, I picked up that red Jeep and that started it all.
Hell yeah. So, I mean, so you guys, what, 14, 15? Are we talking 16, you just got your license? Or what age bracket are we talking here?
was that senior year? Was that senior year math class or was it junior year?
It was junior year. The Jeep was my second car. So it had to be.
You had a Volkswagen, didn't you? You strike me as a Volkswagen kid.
Dude, I had a fucking 1990 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ62.
Oh shit. All right. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, big flex. Bought it from an antique shop that was going out of business.
And they had a Land Cruiser? What?
Yeah. And when I bought it, it was ugly, dude. It was like the ugly duckling. Nobody wanted it. And I saw it for what it was. It was the California rust-free 90 Land Cruiser, and it was fucking tits. God, the girls loved it.
Yeah, hey, 4 doors, more horrors, baby. Come on.
It lasted 6 months. Blew it up.
Yeah.
Did those come with the 1UZs, or was that the late 90s that those started coming with the 1UZs?
So it was a 3FE fuel injected.
Oh.
The 2F.
Yes.
And then the 1UZ was later, maybe after 2000.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There was the 60 series, the 80 series, and then it went 100 and up from there. Big Land Cruiser guy. But,
Did a little
yeah,
research.
that's actually the truck that I started off-roading in, and I very quickly ruined that vehicle. Sorry to all the Toyota Land Cruiser purists out there. But, yeah, that shit got covered in mud, sunk it up to over the trans, was filling the doors in with mud from a drainage pit in my mint FJ62.
Yeah, sounds right. Terrible.
Sounds like typical cruising the land activities.
But yeah, when you're 16 years old, you just see a mud puddle and you're like, yeah, I got that.
I could probably drive.
Oh,
through
yeah.
that.
Luke and I know all about that shit.
There was this quarry pit.
Did you ever go through a mud stage, Mike?
Oh yeah, dude. Going to Floyd's, there's a little spot across from our school. Just absolutely thrashing a 2007 JK that had bushwhacker fenders and a worn full width front bumper into anything I could find.
That's incredible.
Just smashing it. My dad's like, "What the hell have you done?" I'm like,
Just
oh.
have fun.
Yeah. hits a little different when your parents bought you that car and you destroy it.
Yeah, I feel like a chump on here. Everyone else that comes on is like, I worked 18 jobs when I was 14 years old to buy a $500 Cherokee. And I was like, nah, I had a JK.
Honestly, though, that is pretty cool. That like, so I had a friend group growing up. Like, we actually back then we all had classic cars in high school and shit like that. I had a oh fuck, what year was it? It was a fucking Pontiac Le Mans that like me and my grandfather was talking about picking up. We bought it, went to go pick it up. We brought it home, and my grandmother was like, absolutely, because like, so they didn't give it to me, kind of like, you know, I wasn't that lucky, Michael, you know, I'm sorry, poor people over here, but they matched me on it. She was like, we can't do that, blah, blah, blah. And then I got a ZJ, and that thing fucking sucked. But like all my like wheeling friends that we had like when I was younger, like it was cool. Like we got to go to like our local spot, which was Ma Bella at the time, which you guys obviously don't know what it is, but it's just like this local like open land that you can go and just run this one straight line up. And like we all slowly just died off. Like if I didn't find like in New England like the club, I would have nobody to wheel with. So the fact that you guys actually have stayed friends, continued wheeling after high school is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, we used to go after he got the TJ. We used to go to some crazy spots. Well, I mean, crazy for like a high school kid. We had like a local forest called Uwari.
Yep.
I mean, if we went there now, it's don't go there, Luke. Don't do it to yourself.
I'm
would
not
run
gonna do that
everything
to
in reverse.
myself.
Not
Run
worth
everything in reverse. But I mean, we were like going and riding with dudes that were like, I don't know, like Comanches on 35s, or like you would see a rig on 37s and just blow your mind. But I mean, we were riding with them up what is the hardest trail there at like 18, and then driving our junk home.
Hell, it was earlier than that, Mike. It was like 16 years old, and you show up in your rig that you have to get to school with on Monday, and you're lining up for the hardest trail in this park. And I'm like, granted, back then it was nuts, but now that we got rigs on 42s and V8s and like big shit, it's nothing. But like when you're 16 years old and you don't have the money to fix it if it breaks, that shit puts a fear in your eye and a little bit of fire under your belly. Gets you going.
So there was a long period where my tow rig was AAA. So I
Yep.
get you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Triple
yeah,
A, when
there's-
you come back into the woods that you are, dude, you were fucked. If you didn't know somebody, you just call your dad and cry.
Dude, there was many URI trips that I'm white knuckling my Jeep all the way home doing 35 and a 55 because it's just shaking uncontrollably. I have no idea why.
Jeep's got
I don't know what the hell a
palsy.
ball joint. I don't know what a ball joint is. I don't know that I basically just deleted them.
Yeah.
Speaking of deleting ball joints, has anybody seen that video of the gladiator in the Devil's Hot Tub at Moab,
Oh my!
ripping the front tire off of it?
I was 100% sure you were going to say, has anyone seen the video of Shopkid exploding ball joints on Cripple Creek?
I actually haven't. I mean, I saw the one video you guys posted where it like showed all the different parts, but I haven't seen like if there's actually like a proper carnage video of it. I have not seen it, sadly.
No, he was.
There's really it wasn't on video, so he was leading at that time, and
That sounds like a bad idea.
Terrible
he
idea.
always is, and he tends to act a fool a little bit when he's leading, especially when I'm behind him.
And he's been drinking teas.
Yeah, dude's crossed up and just hitting stuff with no regard to the vehicle's safety. And so I wasn't even surprised when we got out of the rigs and his fucking whole ass ball joint was sheared off. It's like, oh, okay, here we go again.
Dude, he didn't even shear the ball joints off. They just came out. They were still in the knuckle. Like they were still. We picked it up with a winch. We picked it up by the cage with Hayes' winch. Took the tire off of it, put it back in there, put a rock under it, and sat it back down. And the ball joints popped back in, and we pulled him out like that.
That's amazing.
And you know what the worst part is? That's not the first time he's done that. That's the second time he's done that. It's just the last time he did it, he was on 44 18 wides with on a Dana 44.
What? What?
Fofos, I'm tipping.
Holy shit!
We were
Yeah,
at,
no-
44s on 44s.
so
Oh,
we have a local park near us that's kind of like the test grounds for Runs Prime. It's Gulch's Off-Road Park.
yep.
Okay.
And we'll like go down there when everyone like when I finished my 1-ton swap on the 4Runner, that's where I went. When Shop Kid finished the 1-ton swap on his whatever it's supposed to be now, it was the
CJ
CJ.
thing.
We went down there, but before he had the tons, he had like 35s and a Dana 44 and like some like a 9 1/4, I think. And he decided that he found us at a 44 by 18 and a half 15s for like $65. Drove from Greenville, South Carolina to Fayetteville, which is 4 hours on like a
Big
Wednesday
ol'
night.
cousin kisser TSLs, too.
Hell
And
yeah!
we go to Gulch's for a Power Wheels race, and he just grenades it on the first trail. Just ball joints deleted, brake line deleted. It
Runs
was
Prime.
wonderful. Yep, precisely.
Prime. Shop Kid has had like 3 or 4 different iterations of that rig since I've known him.
Yeah, it's been less than a year.
On a 30 in the front and some like bald ass all-terrain 35s, maybe.
Dude, he didn't even own that thing when he started working for me a year ago.
He's
Holy shit!
Shop Kid something, dude.
Dude, he's a madman. He's an absolute madman. He can get more work done on that thing in an afternoon than I do on my rig in a month.
Some people are built like that though. Like it really is. Like Luke, if he just gets the tism on and just gets rocking on something, Graham supposedly can do this too. I haven't seen it yet. I'm just saying. But like Luke, like if he just puts his head down and like nobody talks to him, that motherfucker just goes. He don't stop. So like some people just have it in them. Where we have some other friends that definitely take their time for sure.
How long did it take for us to build your front axle? Like we had the brackets cut off and the truss welded on in what, like 4.5, 5 hours? Because I was just having a TISM day.
Oh yeah, if that. I mean, the longest thing was literally the last 10%, and then me just farting around on the stiffeners. Like that literally was most of it. Yeah, we banged that shit out. I mean, I'm more referring to like your cage. Like your cage, you got done stupid fucking fast. Your tons, yeah, you did it 30 days. We already know. Everybody knows. So yeah, like some people just have
30
it in
days
them.
seems like a long time if you can do a truss in 5 hours.
It
Just
was
saying.
the
I
in,
agree.
out, in, out, in, out. Fucking plate this.
It's been a long
Tack
time since we've gone in
everything.
and out.
Yeah, in and out. We still talking about building Jeeps?
Yeah. Mr. buys his Jeeps.
Making sure.
Oh,
All right.
Mr. Not on stickies, but they're 42s.
Oh,
Tell me
they're
a
not
turning
sticky.
point in the podcast right now. Am I about to go into the story of how I acquired the YJ?
Yeah, you might
I
as
mean,
well.
we
Fuck
can.
it, right?
That's a pretty good little lead in right there.
It
Hell
was.
yeah.
All right,
We kind of
so
skipped over like how you guys started your thing and who you are, but fuck it, I want to hear about your rig. So like, let's slide right in.
go
Yeah,
ahead.
we can loop back.
So we'll go back a little bit. So originally, my like first big wheeler, you can call it, was a 1987 4Runner with a hideous exo cage, Yoda axle, solid axle swap, 39.5-inch IROCs, like
Terrible.
had like 4 inches of travel,
Oh,
period.
fuck yeah.
22 RE that never ran right. Like,
Of
I feel
course.
bad for the fucker that bought the thing. But anyway, that thing did pretty good for a while. And eventually, blown head gasket, couple spun bearings through a rod, like just absolute shit can. So I upgraded to what you see here today, this beautiful gray clapper of a YJ. I put out one of those feeler posts that you always see on like the Rock Crawler Classifieds.
Mhm.
And I was
Yeah.
like, what's out there? Here's my budget. Like, looking for something on tons and 40s. What you got? And this dude DMs me. Like, you know how people respond and they put pictures and they like put a price on the post. This guy didn't do that. He DM'd me straight away. I was like, hey, it's a couple more than your price range, but this is what it is. And I was like, I will come get this tomorrow. Like it was a moment of realization. I was like, fuck it. It's a couple $1,000s more than my budget originally was, but this is everything I could ever need in a rig.
Can I guess?
It's
Can I guess? I guess.
Take a swing at it.
My guess is 12.5.
Anybody else?
14.
13.
I'm gonna go with the fact that like it's got 13 tens and the cage is kind of a box 10.
All right. It was 12.
Yeah, Price is Right, bitches. Let's go.
You busted. You went over.
Oh
Yeah.
fuck, I failed. God
So
damn
Luke
it.
wins.
God damn it,
What?
Luke.
But shit, I mean, for 12 grand, it's
That's solid, yeah.
350, TH400, Dana 300 twin stick, 14 bolt shaved rear, Kingpin Chevy 60 front, bead box. Like the cage is decent. I'm sitting in it right now,
I'm
and
just giving you shit because it's a little boxy, like all Wrangler cages end up looking.
yeah,
Like you can talk. Does yours
it's
even have
tied
bends in it?
into-
Yes.
tied into the stock cage, so it's got to be a little ugly.
You sounded a little British there, fucking Graham.
My cage has lots of bends in it around the roof line to get it to sit as flat as it can.
No, that's a nice rig. Honestly, for 12, that ain't bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you were looking around in the range of 10, and then he was like, here's 12, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I was looking in the range of 10, and I was 100% about to buy like some clapped out Cherokee that looked like Luke's. It's just a total piece of shit.
Oh, mine is garbage, but it's beautiful garbage.
And like the YJ platform, like it's got a frame. This thing is back halved. I got some tube. Like it's got 16-inch air shocks. Like the fucker, she'll run.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
does well. That thing on a set of 43 SXs would be a fucking machine.
Woo! That would be nice. That would be nice.
They got to give me a raise at work before I can afford all that.
See, the secret is you wheel a Cherokee and you can afford the stickies.
Yeah. Guess that's what happens when you get your chassis for like $350.
True.
Yeah, 100%.
Mine was 500, all right? So you watch your tongue, mister. God, this guy.
Stop devaluing it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I didn't mean to lowball you, bud.
But yeah, no, that thing's fucking sweet. And honestly, like I've been considering it too. Like nowadays, people just I don't know, back in 2015 range, 2018 range, put a fuck ton of money into these rigs because that's about like built not bought. Oh, fucking my fucking cock's huge as I sit on my shifter knob, like type shit was happening. And so people were just dumping a ton of money into either literally half projects. Like I don't know if you guys saw somebody's selling a full red dot buggy on Rock Crawlers Classified. It's in full parts. Guy only wants like 85. And what's that? The dude at West Virginia was saying that he's like into it for over 130. So like there's something to it. It's just a matter of finding the right one and hoping you don't get something that like what Graham had to cannibalize the green Cherokee thing there. Or was it the blue?
Every single project that would roll into that shop in Beverly was a basket case. Don't work on other people's junk. Just work on something that's either done right or not fucked with from the beginning. You'll spend way less time and money on it.
Don't I
You'd
know
be
that?
terrible. You'd be terrible at drifting because all it is touching other people's fuck ups. So like, it's a good thing you're not into that.
I got
Drifting.
mad lucky with this thing because I bought it done, right? I bought it from some dude who claimed to be like a crew chief for a King of the Hammers team. And he showed me some pictures, like he's in with those Bronco guys that have like the full fiberglass Broncos with the big light bars, like the big KC.
Is that a cat?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, bro, I thought, dude, I literally just looked around my room. I'm like, what the fuck was that? It's fine. Don't say sorry. You're good. That caught me off guard.
Yeah. Homeboy, I'm literally sitting in the rig outside, and homeboy's been in the woods for like half hour and just came out. So
He's
anyway,
hungry, Dad. You got to feed
yeah,
him.
old boy had some tie-ins with the King of the Hammer stuff. I looked over the rig, like I don't know how to build this stuff. I didn't go to school for it. I'm a marketing major. Like I'm not a fabricator by any means at all. I can buy something and repair it when it breaks, but that's about the extent of it. And so I was stoked to get something that was already pre-built that I didn't have to spend the money on and do the whole damn thing on. And it's done all right for me so far.
Oh yeah, tough to complain about that then. But yeah, so I mean, these guys giving you shit. I hear you. I get it. Makes sense. It fell into your lap. Right price, right time, right everything. So can't fault you there.
I'm just giving you shit because I would have bought the same fucking rig, but
Yeah.
I didn't. You know, instead I have what you guys saw. But
I mean, honestly, it's better. It's like better than Michael, like with his half-ass stickies. So like, it's at least you'd be benefiting there.
Yeah, we passed the mic to Micah here for a second. Let him talk about the old runner.
I was trying, but I think he fell off. Is he there?
What?
Oh, there you go. Tell us about your fucking rig, pussy.
No, I was letting Mr. Runsprime himself talk.
Oh, gotcha.
it's like a respect and an authority thing.
I mean, which one do you? Damn, authority.
Tell us your story at least. Like, if you had the 07 JK, did you just jump straight to the 4Runner, or was there a little bit of something in between?
No, so I had the 07, and then I kind of got out of wheeling. Got to go fast car, blew up 2 motors, and then so.
What'd you get?
I had a Evo 10.
Ooh, okay. I mean, I'm sorry for your pocket because I'm sure that wasn't cheap, but
Blew the motor up the second day I owned it.
Attaboy. If you're gonna do it, do it fucking right,
Yep, and then then we pulled the motor, and I had another. At the time, I didn't know a ton about cars. I just really liked them, so I had another guy do the motor for me. And it's basically just another stock motor, a little bit more boost. We put an intercooler in it, all the piping. Got it home, had it maybe 2 weeks, blew the transmission up.
Oh no!
And pulled the transmission, got a new transmission in it, had it like another 2 weeks, and blew the clutch and flywheel out of it.
Jeez Louise, dude. What were you doing? Like, were you just fucking doing boosted launches, or
just launching it, driving it like shit? I mean, it was like my first real manual car. Like, I'd driven like 1973 F100s and like dump trucks and things like that, but never like a high revving like race car. So I was just destroying the thing. Like 17 or no, I was like 19, 20. I'd just gotten out of high school, dropped out of college, got a job making $13 an hour. Thought I was I can afford a $30,000 car.
Yeah. No.
It changed your mind quickly?
Yeah, real quick. No, actually, no, it didn't, because I sold it and bought a.
If you say a Mazda Speed 3, I'm gonna kill you. I swear to God.
No, I'm not. I'm gay. I'm not that gay.
Fucking God. Oh my God, I just got so nervous because like you made one bad choice, and if you're gonna really double down, it would be a Speed 3. So I just had to
blowing apart a front wheel drive car.
Yes.
Yeah, look at me buy a turbo car that's front wheel drive, smart. No, I financed a 5-year financing on a 2013 Rubicon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. No, I had a 13 Rubicon. Did 37-inch Pro Comp MT2s, rock crawler mid arm kit, which is just a rip off of a short arm kit that's already on a JK.
Yep.
44s, trust the 44 in the front. Steering, just basic stuff. Wheeled it a little bit. I was spending all my money making the payment. Couldn't really go wheeling. Didn't have a tow rig. Didn't really want to break it. So mostly just like local trails. But I sold it right after COVID because got laid off from the job I was working. So I had just moved to South Carolina to start working for a different place. Moved in with my girlfriend, and had an apartment, and Hayes kept telling me, he's like, dude, you gotta buy another rig. You gotta buy another rig. And I was like, I'll buy one when I like buy a house. So I bought a house in February, and like February like,
Congrats.
22nd, and I bought a rig like March 1st.
Hell
That
yeah,
is
man.
the fucking way to do it, dude.
Yeah, I had just been saving, and when we went to put a down payment on the house, we like looked at some pretty like decently expensive houses for our price range, and I was like, nope, not this one, not this one. Bought this. We were looking at like 3-bedroom houses. Bought a 2-bedroom house with no shop because it would leave me enough money to go buy a rig.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
Girlfriend had no idea. She was just like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool, and then it just brought it home.
Love it.
The bring home story of the Forerunner is the best part. That's when I decided that me and the Forerunner will never part ways. I call Hayes. I send him a picture of this disgusting baby blue Forerunner, and he's like,
Love the color.
he's like, that's the one. I was like, all right, let's go. It was maybe 3 hours from my house, hour and a half from his house. I didn't have a trailer at the time, so I just drove up to his place in my truck. We bombed up in his truck and trailer to Kernersville, which is like right south of the Virginia line. We check it out, runs good. Toyota axles. The guy's like, "Oh yeah, just put a new set of gears in it. It's got 529s, chromoly axle shafts front and back, IROC. The cage looked like something that Luke would have built. Uh, but the 22 RE ran great, which is like the thing we were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So we're driving it home, and Hayes' truck just like shuts off and quits running. And we're like, all right, well, and we just like pull over to the side, and we're like going through it. I'm like, all right, it's got transmission fluid. It's not overheating. We can't figure out what the hell's wrong with it. So we unload the Forerunner, and it'll pull the trailer, but not with the Forerunner on it. So we're just going down 85, which is like the main highway going through North Carolina. And he's in front of me in his almost brand new truck, and I'm just bombing behind him, packed out 5th gear in the Forerunner for like a solid 2 hours. No radio, no power steering. It had hydraulic assist, but it didn't work. So like to turn, I've got to like manhandle the steering wheel down the road, and we're just like bombing down the road. And I was like, "There's no way this thing makes it home." Doesn't have a speedo, doesn't have a temp gauge.
You don't need that.
You don't need it. Doesn't have a tack. Doesn't have a speedo. The gas gauge I think works. Not sure yet.
The less you know, the better is really how it goes with gauges a lot of the time.
My
Roller.
Forerunner's never overheated. That the gauges told me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean that thing. It made it an hour and a half drive down the highway. I was like, all right, we're keeping it. We get back to his place, and he's like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I have to get this thing back to my house. You have a trailer, and I don't. So we unhooked the trailer from his truck, hooked it up to my truck, and instead of going home to drop it off, we go straight to Gulch's.
Oh my god, that's the way to do it, boys.
First day.
First trail, I just slammed it against it's like a big dirt washout. I just slam it against the wall, rip the mirror off, cave the door in, like bounce up this hill. We come around the corner in Jordan, the dude that's got the 1-ton white Cherokee.
Mhm.
I'm like kind of stuck in the mud and I can't get it to go into 4-wheel drive. And he just slams into me, just caves in the tailgate, shatters the window that's inside of the tailgate, pushes me
Oh
up.
my. Was that planned?
No.
So you're just letting dudes slam you in the back out in the woods. That's crazy. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I like getting
Tailgaters,
slammed.
man.
It's something we have in common, Cody. You like getting slammed in the back by girls.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, man. I heard you like getting pegged.
Jesus Christ, boys. Oh, I mean, honestly, that was the smoothest way to talk about it I've ever heard, so I'll accept this one. No, not typically, but like, I mean, if duty calls, like, I guess I'm in it. I don't know. We'll see.
I bet
She
you
gotta
got
be-
after you're done.
I mean,
If he dies, he dies.
No, that's just like the beginning of my Forerunner fiasco. That thing has hated me since the day I bought it for some reason. 2 weeks later, we load up and go to Windrock, and we're like halfway through Trail 16, and I'm sure there's a bunch of people that listen to this that go to Windrock. This is our first time there not riding mountain bikes. So we were like, Trail 16, there's a bunch of JKs that do it, right? So we'll go do it. We're running Trail 16. If you've ever been there, there's a waterfall off the trail that you're not supposed to drive on. I'm not saying we drove on it, but if we did, I would have shredded the ring gear in the rear. And if you've ever been to Windrock, all the trails there are insanely long, and there's no way to get off of them like once you're on them. So we left the house we left the camp at like 2:00 in the afternoon. We got back at 1:30 in the morning after just winching me up every hill to get out of Trail 16 for hours. Burned up a winch, burned up a fuel pump. So like we would have to like there's like enough left with a fuel pump, like life left to get it started. So we would have to like roll start it to get it to go. So then we get it back to camp. We pull into camp and it's just an absolute shit show. We're all trying to like get ready to go to bed, and it just starts immensely downpouring, just raining into everyone's tents. I like run to my truck and I'm looking out the back window of my truck, and the top rainfly on Hayes' tent flew away, and he's just sitting on the edge of an air mattress with his hands in his face, just staring at the ground, just getting rained on. You could
Bro,
just
it was like
see him through lightning strike.
I never fought in the war, but I felt like it was probably like fighting in Vietnam. Like lightning was striking within 20 feet of the tent. The rainfly flew off. My buddy woke me up in the middle of the night screaming. And I was like, what's going on? And in this very moment of like my realization that I'm like awake and my buddy's screaming, that's when the rainfly ripped off. And so then I'm like getting wet and I'm confused and I don't know where I am. And then the whole tent flips over. It was like freaking we're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. Like the whole camp is upside down. God,
But
what a run.
Oh man, that is a hell of a story.
We hate Windrock.
We do,
shit.
and we're going back next week.
Yeah, our buddy Jordan, we let him decide where to go for one trip, and he chose Windrock. And Michael and I are both like, fuck.
Here we go again.
Yeah, we're going back to Vietnam.
But
how's the weather looking? Is it rainy?
I haven't even checked. I don't even want
I
to
haven't looked. I'm too scared.
It wasn't supposed to rain on that trip.
Geez, so I mean, I don't know. I guess you gotta always be prepared. I don't know,
Dude, I don't. But
I thought we were prepared. Next thing you know, your tent's in the freaking next county over.
Hopefully, without you in it.
It was a hell of a walk.
flying a kite, baby, like flying a kite.
Like a paraglider or whatever. He's just holding on, hoping. Jeez.
Dude, so I get that thing back home, and I'm like, what have I bought? I pull apart the rear end, rebuild the gears, put new axle shafts in it, because I'm convincing myself that Toyota axles are going to survive me drinking 20 beers every trip and putting my foot on the floor, which is a terrible idea. Any Toyota guys out there that still have Toyota axles, just do the swap. Just do it. Stop pretending that.
This is your sign to do 1 ton.
Just do it. But we go to a Harlan trip. It survives. We go to the Trail Trash Meet and Beat. I drop off of the first ledge on the first trail, snap the steering arms out of the top of the burr fields. So now I have no steering. And we ratchet strap the steering together and somehow drive it out of the trail. I bring it home and I'm just immediately like, all right, we're doing a 1 ton swap. And that's when the whole thing started. Good Evening Ranch was really my first trip on the 1 ton swap. It's a Kingpin 60, factory 410 in the front, 410 in the rear, welded front and back. I shaved the 14 bolt. I did the disc brake swap in the front, or not swap, but like lug nut 4x4. They're like half-ton truck swap, ballistic high steer arms, uh, drive slugs with Solid Industries, the machined aluminum hubs because it had dually hubs on it, and finding non-dually hub Kingpin 60s nowadays is not easy. But yeah, I mean, I just decided I was going to do tons right then. I was like, there's no reason to rebuild this Toyota axle again. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm currently doing. So, which, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of dudes out there on Toyota axles that are making them survive. So,
There's a video on Runs Prime of the moment that he sheared all of the shit off of his front axle. And I go in the window with the camera, and all he says is, "Time for some tons." One of those meet and beat videos.
But I mean, dude, I did that whole swap in my driveway with well, I had a 110 welder to start with, but then I got a 220 welder, running it through the bathroom window, off of my dryer plug in the bathroom where my washer and dryer is, just through the window out into the driveway, just making it happen.
Yep,
Yes.
220 is 220.
Yep,
Where
right.
the plug is doesn't matter.
Facts. But
God,
no,
that-
dude, the meet and beat it. I mean, the web wheelers ball, it was working. I had zero hope. I was like, yeah, we're just gonna break it all again. I had no hope.
shakedown. Straight to the Super Bowl.
Yep. I was like, we're showing up, we're showing out. If it works, it works.
I'm impressed because I don't think I saw you have any issue the whole entire time.
Oh, it did good. I mean, I had to do a little work. The whole front end was like wanting to walk on me because I put drive slugs in. Because I bought Yukon's hardcore locking hubs for the 30 spline stub shafts, and they wouldn't lock. They would like start to lock, and as soon as the tires would start to get into a bind, like where a locker would do its job, or the locking hub would start to do its job, it would just unlock itself, and they would just be like, I have an open front end. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I even called Yukon, and they're like, I don't know. And I broke one of the bolts one of the screws off of the like cap to put the locking mechanism on, and they wouldn't warranty it. So
Oh,
I just put drive slugs and 35 splines on there before I went to web wheelers ball.
You just don't know how to build shit, dude.
It's probably true. At least stuff.
oh yeah. Well, let's take it back a little bit further back before we jump straight to the Web Wheelers Ball with you guys. We've already done a few episodes, so we won't harp on the Web Wheelers Ball too much. But so then, why? First off, why runs Prime? How runs Prime? Where runs Prime? Is where I'll start off.
You having
I'll
a stroke?
back in on this one. Runs Prime. It is kind of a joke in a way, like the phrase itself, because everything we always do in our little group is like something that's absolutely cobbled together. Like you're using parts that are not made for whatever you're working on. Zip ties, glue, like weld, whatever it might be. Like it's not supposed to work. And then you fire it up and you look at each other and you're like, holy shit, it runs Prime. So it kind of created it was a phrase. It's happened all the time. It was like you do a trail fix and you use something that's not supposed to work, and you all kind of look at each other afterward and you're like, fuck, runs Prime, let's keep wheeling. And so not even just off-road, it's like we got motorcycles, we got boats, we got planes, we got like our own personal trucks.
You have
and
planes?
all sorts of home projects and stuff.
Yes, we were talking about that before. There's planes involved, Graham.
Like ultralight planes, like the sketchy little things, or like real planes?
A little bit of everything. A buddy of mine, full-time plane mechanic, and I know he lives by the Runs Prime way of life. That's a little scary for aero.
Yeah,
Hey,
I don't think you want to be saying runs Prime about your airplane, but ultralight airplane things or like flying machines are cool as hell.
Oh yeah.
Flying
I'm not gonna
machines? Can we
say.
just go
I'm
back to
not gonna say
1920?
Yeah, well, because they're not. It's not an airplane. Like technically, there are no rules. Like you can just build something that can fly as long as it doesn't fly too high or too close to airports, and you can do whatever you want. Like
Wait,
crash
whoa, whoa,
it.
whoa, whoa. Hold on. You're telling me that
Crash
I
it.
can just go build a plane, and as long as I don't go into
It has to be an ultralight plane. So it
Yeah.
so
has to
Luke's not
meet
going to
certain
build it.
specifications, but it doesn't have to be like. And don't quote me on
Wow.
this because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99% sure you don't have to like register a ultralight in any crazy way. You
I'm
can
going to
sort of.
build a plane, and I'm going to land it at a naval base, and I'm going to go, dude. Luke or Graham told me that I could just land this thing here.
I said you couldn't be near airports.
You said airport, not naval base.
No, so,
Michelob Ultra.
over the water would probably be the best place to fly one of those, so you can pencil dive into the water when it crashes, and
We're
hopefully
just gonna
not
make
die.
we're gonna make
There's
one out of Twisted
actually-
Tea cans.
What were you saying, Richie?
There's actually a guy that frequently flies over my in-laws' place in an ultralight thing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, those people are
People-
insane. I love
Did
it.
you guys ever see that video of the dude that just filmed himself crashing a plane in the middle of the forest?
I did. Did you
Yeah.
also? Did you see like the repercussion that he got? He got fucked for that. Like
he
there
really?
was. Yeah, because he
got
started a
fucked.
forest fire and like the ATF like cracked down crazy because like he literally crashed a plane for no reason and like there's all sorts of shit that he got from that. It's kind of
Damn.
crazy. Yeah, he got booked.
I want to say he also got charged with terrorism too for crashing the plane.
What? Crashing
Yeah,
your
that sounds
own?
about right.
I believe I heard that.
That seems excessive, if you ask me.
I mean, we're
Well, I mean,
talking about the government here.
Good point.
It's the world post the 9/11. Like, what do you expect?
Mm.
I want to crash
Yeah.
my plane when I want to crash my plane. That's what I expect, Richie. Jeez.
The only thing with that is you have to kill yourself when you crash your plane. That way, there's no one to charge.
Don't tell
Hey,
do not tell Cody to kill himself. That's evil. You go kill yourself, Luke.
We're not telling Cody to kill himself. We're saying that if he
Jesus
crashes
Christ.
his plane, he has to.
Somebody write this
Yeah.
down. Is this recording so then it's assisted? You know,
All we're saying is that we'd never kill ourselves.
never.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
The government is listening. They're gonna make us call like a 1-800 number if we say too much.
Honestly. So I will say though, I'm so down. I would hop in an airplane, like a little shitty, like micro light, ultra light, whatever you want to fucking call it.
It is so much fun.
I will not get into a fucking helicopter at all. That's so
Oh my-
cute. I want to go and propose to my girlfriend in a fucking helicopter going around Bora Bora. Suck a fucking dick, dude. Those things cannot fucking fly by them. Like, if engines go out, you are fucked. You are just.
You're auto
Right on the ground.
gyroing down, yes, but you're
Yeah.
going to do the same shit in a
Helicopters can
plane.
fly.
Nah, they can't. I don't trust it. I'm all set.
Yeah.
I don't believe in
it's actually-
science.
This is actually kind of funny because this ties into the origin of Runs Prime here for a second. here.
Helicopters crashing?
Let's go. Let's go.
So, first job I had out of college was I was the marketing director, if you will, for a like a defense industry company. And so here I am, fresh out of college. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I didn't know what I was doing. I was marketing major, like I said earlier, and I just like was hungry for a job. And so a buddy of mine owns this company. Well, buddy of mine's dad, really, and they produce bullets, guns, like 80%ers, and they supply all sorts of weaponry for local DOD and PD, military, all sorts of shit. And I get roped into being their media guy. And so I'm running around with a camera behind these guys with fully automatic assault rifles and helicopters and all sorts of stuff. And I am thankful for it, but I also hated it. So I was like putting these videos together and like taking pictures and trying to be something that I really just wasn't, because I wasn't really interested in the industry. And then I got all this knowledge because I kind of was trial by fire. And then we had these videos from wheeling, and then just started putting that knowledge into, like, I don't know, just making short little videos of like highlight stuff of what we were doing out in the woods, because it was way more fun to do, and it was something I liked. Like, I didn't like working for the man, and it's just like, here I was.
Yeah. I will say, like, the production quality on Runs Prime videos is very well put together for what they are, and like it's an instant draw in thing. I think I was telling you at Good Evening Ranch, the first time I saw it was that King Julian video of the YJ. And I'm like, all right, well, now I got to go and scroll through everything because this was funny as fuck.
Mr.
Yeah,
King
and
Julian.
they've come a long way too since like even we started it, because a lot of those early videos were just like shit that I had on my camera roll. Like, all of these videos that we post on Runs Prime are just videos in my camera roll that I just like pick the highlights out of, edit it down, put a banger soundtrack in it, and it's like the amount of time and effort it takes to make these is very little. And it's so crazy to me that like it kind of took off. Like, people love it. And like, we met you guys through Runs Prime, we met Trail Trash, we met the Waltz. Like, it's opened us up to this entire friend group of people who are badass. And it's all because, like, I'm just posting videos somewhere instead of keeping them in your camera roll forever, like we all do. Like, you're
Yeah.
taking videos of your buddies going up stuff, and you're like, this is fucking cool, but then you never watch it again. Like, people love to see this stuff.
Yeah, and like the thing with it is you got to have like the right window of action going on. Like, no one wants to sit there and watch a video of someone trying an obstacle 15 times unless it's
Yeah.
Graham putting his shit over on its side and just doing it over and over and over with more
Yeah.
and more beans. Like, there has to be levels.
I will say that's
Graham
very.
does produce content.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
But
Grambino, he don't fuck around.
what also works good for Runs Prime, like the page, is that our group of friends that we wheel with, we don't try things like 20 times. We'll try it like 5 or 6 times. Not even that, maybe 2 or 3 times. And then it goes straight to full rev limiter beatdowns. Like, there's a whole other group of us that you guys didn't meet at Good Evening because they were busy with other stuff. And like, one of our buddies, Charlie, is working on a 1-ton swap on his Toyota pickup. But like, it's always beatdowns. So it's not like a JK trying an obstacle in 4 low, just like barely in the throttle, like sliding in the same way 15 times. It's just dudes on the rev limiter as much as we can be on the rev limiter.
Yeah. Like, we don't pull a lot of winch cable. We will brake before we winch up an obstacle.
Yeah, which is good and bad.
I was gonna say I can respect
Yeah.
it, but sometimes that's like self-catastrophic.
It's always self. We spend way more time fixing shit in the woods than we do wheeling.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was gonna say, like, I'm all about having a fucking show every now and then, but sometimes I just want to pull cable because I don't want to fucking work on it. And when I'm on my second or third gear attempt on something, I just need a different line or I need to pull cable because
Yeah.
I'm lazy.
No,
As
no,
Gord-
dude. You just keep pulling cable, man. Keep running bypasses.
Oh, you gonna take that?
I mean, I wasn't running bypasses all weekend. I was running everything. So
Were you though?
I was.
He was. He had me running it on Friday. That was pretty fun. Or was that Thursday? Fuck. What
That was
day
Friday.
that? Oh, geez. Yeah, it was Friday.
I didn't see Luke do a damn thing.
Y'all fucking decided that you were gonna go and face fuck each other in a line in the woods, and I'm like, fuck it, Curtis, let's go wheeling. And we just split off with only me and Curtis.
Yeah, we wrapped Graham and Cody into that one too. Wasn't really face fucking. It was more or less just forcing them to help us winch Shop Kid out of the creek.
Yeah.
Which was a mess.
Yeah.
I ran up to Graham and I go, "It won't take us long. We just need one winch." 4 hours later.
And multiple winches later. I was impressed that
Wait, there was
Nick's
like 3 or 4 winches pulling one rig out, and we didn't even know that the rear tire was in the biggest undercut ever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was about to pull the biggest rock out of the earth that I've ever seen if we had kept going.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. When we were doing that, I was like, when we were winching him out, I was like looking up at Graham and I think Nick and Kentucky XJ, Luke, and I was like, well, we met these guys 4 hours ago, so they're either gonna really like us or they're gonna hate us. And then Graham
guys
Billy
for a
was
party?
grumpy, but that was about it.
Yeah, and then
It
Graham
was only because
snapped
he
the
hadn't
winch
wheeled
table,
it.
and I was like, I need to thank this guy for helping us, or he's never gonna talk to us again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Graham just gets grumpy for like 2 to 3 hours, and then he's over it.
Yeah.
Man, we like folded your header panel and winching shop kit out of the creek. So
Did we?
thanks.
That was
don't
already
remember
broken.
that.
I thought.
Oh no, dude! I was like watching that header panel like smash your headlight into oblivion. Your headlight
Yeah.
just like kept moving the other way, like it had a lazy eye.
Yeah. You were sending
Well-
signals to the planes flying over. That one headlight was fucking crock.
Oh no, that one had been fucked up.
Yeah, it got fucked up at AOP, right?
Yeah, that one was. It didn't have a headlight in it for the longest time, and then for that trip, I was like, I'm gonna put the headlight bezel back, or find a new one and put it back in. So I kind of just slapped it together, and by the end of the weekend, the whole thing was just ripped out, and it sits like that now. So
That makes
I'm
me
not
feel better.
about it. If anybody knows where a silver header panel is, I know Trail Trash owes me one.
Here
Casey
comes the
specifically.
plug for Silver XJ parts we hear every time.
Yep.
Or
Only
orange.
silver.
Or
Orange is acceptable.
So ugly. Please stop.
It's so amazing. I love it.
Oh.
Keep going.
Now, please shut up.
It's got to be the rarest Cherokee color for any part.
And
Is what?
Graham just destroys them with no regard.
That's me with Toyota parts. I have like one of the rarest color interiors. It's like a dark blue on gray. And all of last week, I was just ripping interior panels out with zero tools, just pulling as hard as I can.
So some purist is absolutely pissed at you right now, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
Rarest
I
color.
posted a guy was looking for some mirrors on like one of the Forerunner pages on Facebook, and I just sent him a video I took the morning that we were leaving. Good evening, and it was just the side of my Forerunner caved in all the way down, scattered window on the hardtop, cracked hardtop all the way down, and then like my mirror was just kind of like sticking out, and I just smacked it off with a rock. He was like looking for a certain serial number mirror because they like different mirrors came on different generations of Forerunner or like of the first gen Forerunner. They did different mirrors, and I had the ones that he was looking for and just demolished them.
Oh my god, that poor guy was actually crying watching that video.
I post videos of me smashing the Forerunner with stuff all the time on Facebook pages just to see them cry. They get really upset about junk. They're junk.
All
22
of the
REs?
wheeling rigs
Junk.
in this chat are junk.
Yeah, it's fair. What isn't junk, Luke? Let's hear it.
Red dot.
I don't know.
Red dot.
Everything in wheeling is junk. On God.
On God, on Jonathan.
On Jonathan.
On Jonathan? I think I missed that joke. I don't know the reference.
Who else is in Tall Can City right now?
I'm not.
I'm in Medium Can City.
Doesn't exist.
Sorry. Well, I don't know.
It's,
They're the 16 ouncers. They're not the full tall can cities.
it's
W Can City?
anyways, because that is a very niche amount of people that would understand that joke anyways.
Inside joke.
Very much so. I had so by the way, quick thing because we didn't go back to it. So your girlfriend that when you bought the rig, she didn't even get to see it when it was nice. She only got to see it when it was fucked up.
No, she met us at the park that we went to for the first trip, and her first wheeling experience, I think, or second wheeling it. No, she rode with the Hayes and the YJ, which I thought he was going to steal my girlfriend because the YJ kind of was like working at that point in time.
Hey, YJ runs.
Yeah, I guess. But first trail, she's in the back seat because at the time I still had the rear like bench bucket in it, just smashing it into trees, and she's just trying to figure out what the hell is happening. She's like very much from like a nice neighborhood with played volleyball her whole life and like went to college and did the whole college thing, and then I just roll in with my mullet and a forerunner.
Straight stunning. Yeah, can't forget that, brother.
Just I give no remorse to that thing. It gets beat.
Your girlfriend or the Jeep or the Toyota?
Both.
Oh, he's talking
Anyone
about
out there?
Oh,
Girl probably beat 'em.
baby. Hopefully the government's not
Y'all are
listening.
terrible.
He said it, not me. Okay, I was just tagging in. Oh, that's yeah. So I was I was confused by that because I could definitely imagine why she might not be a big fan of the YJ if first shots are of this thing just destroyed pulling into the driveway.
No, the best part is like I was saying, I only had it one trip without it breaking. Like the first trip, and then the next trip it broke. So like her only knowledge of wheeling is that the rig is constantly broken. And I'm trying to explain to her, I'm like, well, it's on tons now. Like I'm gonna do gear. I'm like in the process of getting some gears. I'm gonna do my first gear setup. So I'm trying to explain to her like I've got tons now. Like I'm all good. And then I go to Good Evening Ranch and I just explode the Toyota transfer case. I bring it home. She's like, "How'd it do?" I'm like, "I broke it again."
Why didn't she? Why didn't she come?
Work. She's a trainer at a high school, so she
Oh,
has
cool.
football and soccer, and so
Yeah.
and she
Same reason Morgan wasn't there.
thinks it's cool, but like she doesn't want to just hang out with dudes all weekend, you know.
Well, Becca was there. She could have hung out with Becca. Becca's great.
That's fair. That's fair. She would have just been like, "We're best friends now." So
Becca is an animal.
And what you just called her an angel last episode or 2 episodes ago. Now she's an animal. Jeez.
She's an animal because she'll like fucking be drinking at 2 a.m, partying on the trail. Like she's
Billy
an
can't-
angel and an animal. You can be both at the same time. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm fucking retarded here.
Yes.
Dude, you better watch it. Billy will take his trail rig, hook it to a trailer, and tow your shit away.
Speaking of drinking at 2 a.m., I'm pretty sure Runs Prime Racing won the party battle at the Web Wheelers Ball.
Um,
I didn't see any dancing or partying.
We were the
Yeah.
last camping on Sunday night at about 3 a.m.
I did see a lot of
It
the
was
blue
four.
collar rigs walking up that trail though.
Which trail?
Keyhole. You
Oh.
weren't there, Cody.
I
Hey.
was there. I was there.
You guys,
Oh, you
you guys were too busy eating shitty Jack's pizza at your house to see me just drive right through it in a Forerunner. By drive right through it, I mean clutch dumping my
Life away.
boat.
Clutch jumping in reverse.
Clutch dump forward, clutch dump backward.
I think that we ran Keyhole like 4 times. And it's
Before
only like
anyone even got there.
100 feet of trail, and we ran it. I ran it at least 4 times.
I only
It's
ran
a
it
fun
once.
little spot.
I was doing extracurriculars in there. Like, there's a big ass rock, and I just drove over it, like in the middle of the Keyhole.
That's sick. That's how it should be done.
and then the rest of Runs Prime showed up when you guys got there and grenaded all their shit.
Yes.
Everyone just took turns, absolutely yard sailing their rigs on that first ledge.
On the
Hey.
first ledge.
I decided discretion was the better part of valor there,
Oh,
and I've got no regrets.
You're
Yeah, you
cracking
were
me
like,
up.
there were too many people yelling at me there. I was like, yeah, I don't blame you, but you
Dude.
should have done something cooler than what you did.
No, because like when people start yelling, I start getting quiet and I start doing really stupid shit when like I'm not paying attention to anyone, and I'm like, I'm not grenading my rig. I'm gonna go and wheel this thing tomorrow. So
Dude,
I apologize,
Okay.
but
I can't blame you. Our buddy Jordan was this and ran over there hammered, and he goes, "You need to turn, driver." It was just pointing passenger.
yes,
I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I don't know. I need to shut up."
yeah. So like I'm getting told that I need to be up on the wall, then I need to be up against the opposite side wall. So I've tried both of them, and I think what they were trying to tell me was that I need to put my driver tire halfway up the wall, but that was not conveyed.
Hey, I did it.
So,
That's what I did. Well, I didn't get up
Yeah.
doing that. I did do that.
so
Started
like
back-
I'm
flipped backward doing that.
The hero line.
Yeah, that was a pretty gnarly hero line.
But, like, you know, if that info had been a little better described, I would have had more confidence in it.
Hey, all I got to say is I made it through it, and I never saw you do it.
Yeah, but I did the other side one fucking shot without a problem. So, like, life's
Yeah,
good.
that doesn't count because it's a totally different line. It's like
Yeah.
a different.
A whole
I
different.
Mustaches stand together.
So would you say Luke did the bypass?
Yes. In this case,
Ooh.
it-
Luke runs bypasses.
Damn. Damn. That's harsh.
The blue
Y'all are
collar.
just fucking doing me dirty. Non-stop. What the
Dude,
fuck
can-
did I do to piss you guys off?
Can we talk
Existed.
about Graham just absolutely beating the shit out of his Cherokee, trying to get up that line at the bottom of Rubicon after 007 smoke screening everybody?
Yeah, that was... Was that where that video came from?
Yeah.
That video was fucking minty fresh.
Yeah.
Wait, the video on
Yeah.
Runs Prime that like blew up, or the video of him
No,
jumping the
The
smoke?
video of him on the tree, just driving up the
Yeah,
tree
yeah,
and then
yeah,
falling
that-
into the line.
Yeah, that
I
was
don't
amazing.
even know how that. Like watching that video, I look at it. I was like, how did that work? Like the tires just went into the same spot they had gone every other time, but
That's why it
just
works.
knew. It just
You,
knew that it was.
Bounced off that rock on your passenger side, and it like angled you into the right direction. It was like
Yeah,
hitting
it was
the downside of a jump.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks weird in the video, and I can't get over it every time I see it. People keep reposting that one. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
yep, here's the one where I just do nothing different, or climb up the tree a little higher, go in the same spot, and just magically crawl it.
Climbing trees is kind of a key to wheeling. You just
Yeah.
climb up a tree a little bit. No one's running
just-
that long.
Hit the gas pedal and let the wheels go where they want to go.
True.
That's the coolest part about stickies.
Yeah, I was on the fence on Reds or like the Mickeys for my next tire, and like watching you with like mostly bald Reds, I was like, that might be the move.
If you can get them for a reasonable price, I mean, everybody wants a shitload for them usually, but you can find sets that aren't completely smoked and have a good time with them.
I'm convinced that if I start looking now, I can just buy everyone's spares for like the next year because everyone's selling like their fifth spare. But, like I have a really good red that I never put on for some reason, $700, and you're like, I mean, it is brand new.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would take you like 8 years, but then you'd have a full set of reds.
I have a full set of dry rotted reds. It'd be tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're never going to hold air again.
Yeah, and I'm gonna grenade all my parts again.
You just
Yeah.
buy an onboard air pump and then you can fill them up every trail. That's what I just did.
We would drive
Amazing.
by Carl's cabin every night and just see your Jeep with 3 flat tires.
It was bad. I still haven't changed out those wheels. It holds air better when it's not moving.
You're
So
telling me that the beadlock that you smacked with a hammer for 5 minutes isn't working?
It holds air mostly for like a few days if it's not rolling around.
Runs Prime.
Yeah, exactly.
The inner bead on that too?
Oh, probably. I don't know. I haven't looked that close at it.
Maybe it
It's still
wasn't.
holding air. I don't care.
I saw an inner bead that was all sorts of mangled that trip, but I think I was drunk at the time.
That would be me.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah,
Your inner
there's...
bead's messed up.
Oh, fuck yeah. Everything on those rims is destroyed.
Are you still running the Super Duty wheels?
No.
Dude,
I had-
Shotgun is running his Super Duty wheels at 5 PSI. Has
Yeah,
a DBD.
dude, Super Duty rims are the shit. I'm going back to Super Duty rims now.
Super Duty wheels match. They match your personality really good.
Say
Dude,
that
they're
like
going to be
top
spray
pick.
painted burnt bronze or fucking gold. It's got to be mint.
Pink.
Yeah, go.
Now, pink doesn't work with the rest of the rig. We thought about it. Gold or burnt bronze will go okay with the 6 different colors of blue.
If you get gold or bronze, I'm bringing a giant Subi Flow sticker to put across your windshield.
Yeah,
It's not going to have a windshield, though. That's the problem.
and it's not
I know.
white. So like the Subi Flow, I mean, I feel like the
You
gold
can put
and
it
the
on my
white.
roof.
That'll work. Well, nobody's gonna see it.
I don't know. Cody was
Unless
showing
you
the
make
roof
us
off
fix
pretty
your
fucking
transfer price
good.
to the trail again.
Yeah, Cody, that was some good driving there in the honey hole that Friday night.
Was it though? I mean,
He
it was
never
my
drove
first.
stick before, too, which is
Whoa,
in the
whoa,
woods.
whoa.
I said in the woods.
So I do drive. I do know how to drive stick, just to clarify. But yes, that was my first time in like a super low geared rig while trying to do stupid obstacles. That I mean, my brain was like, do the Hayes line because you hadn't done it yet. But like the line that you took or like that Curtis took was the line in my head I was aiming for. So when every time he was like, just go more passenger, I'm like, more passenger? What do you mean more passenger? All right. And he was like, just trust me. And I'm like, I don't trust Luke often, so I'm going for it. I'll listen to him. And we made it through. But it was a lot slower on video than I thought it was.
Yeah, that video blew up too. There's been a couple of videos that really like took off from that event, and that was one of them. The fucking sometimes I get upset because I'm not cute enough.
That is one of my favorite stupid jokes to say, and I just like I was telling these guys about it. I had friends who have never seen me without my beard before, hitting up other friends, being like, "Is this Cody?" Like who don't even wheel, like have nothing to do with wheeling, are getting this video like not sent to them, but like pushed to them by Instagram, and a few of them were just like, "Yep, that's him. That is our friend." Yep, and it's just so funny to me because it is such a stupid joke, but God, is it just people just love it.
Amazing. There were so many people that commented on that. That was like, "OMG, the beginning," and like tag all their friends. I was like, "This is gold. I love it."
That
Just
and the
create
Kyle
something and sit back and let the internet take over.
the video of Kyle/Gary putting his cigarette in his mouth backward.
Yes.
Gold. Absolute gold.
Oh,
Yeah, that
God.
one didn't blow up, though, unfortunately. It's a great video.
It is such a good video.
That one was good.
I think a lot of it is song choice. Like, I think I do. I mean, yeah, obviously it's like grabbing intro because I mean people have short attention spans, and like
Gen
people
Z.
definitely love a beat down. Like, obviously, we'll watch Billy's video. It's just a beat down the whole time.
Yeah. But you're
I
right,
made-
Mike. Some of those, like, I have to. So I'm like, part of why I enjoy Runs Prime is because I'm a major audiophile. Like, music is my love language. I got my finger on the pulse for all sorts of hip hop, like the whole thing. And so some of those were like songs that had just come out that were about to go big that I hit before they kind of took off.
Yeah.
So like that Big X the Plug song, Big Stepper, like on Graham's video when he busts the back window out, like nobody knew about that song quite yet. And then now this week or like last 2 weeks, that's all I've heard over and over again. And
Yeah,
like,
I was
the Billy
listening to
video-
that. Sorry.
Yeah, the
Go
Billy video is like it's a really obscure beat drop in the middle of like a 6-minute song that kind of like went viral, and so like people are like, "What is this?" and keep watching like in the line of videos that have that song attached to them. So like definitely a little bit of science in the song choice for sure.
It's something that still amazes me. Okay, so the video of Eddie's girlfriend with oh my God, I almost forgot Dylan's name for a second
Dylan.
there. Do you know what's fucking weird? So in the beginning, obviously, so like that song was playing, which is it's really well done that you do this, where you play the song as like in the video, so that way like we know like it's. Hold on, give me a second. Let me just fucking start there. You play the song that is actually going on in the video, but you take the audio out of the video itself, so that way it's just like a proper song, and then. It's so well done. You've done that like 3 times, I think, within the last few videos, and it's just you do a really, really good job with that. And I'm not just here jerking you off. Like I am impressed with that. But my favorite thing, the girl dancing on the roof of Dylan's Jeep is not Eddie's girlfriend. Eddie's girlfriend is off to the right. He is taking, in the video, if you watch it, he is taking a Snapchat of his girlfriend dancing. I don't even know who the fuck that blonde girl was on the roof, but then later in the video, it's Eddie's girlfriend in the rig with Dylan. So I don't know how they did a bait and switch, but they somehow switched. And I think that's amazing.
That's some Houdini magic right there. I always thought it was the same girl.
No, because I was standing behind them with, I think I was getting a beer with Curtis, because this was when Curtis was like, "Holy, you're drinking?" And like I remember because I was just like, "Yeah, like why not?" And I looked over and saw that Eddie was taking a video of his girlfriend, because then I received the Snapchat from Eddie 5 minutes later. So that's the only reason I even knew that. But that's just so weird that that happened. I don't know. Anyways, we can move on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
music over the music. That's a vibe.
Oh, you do such a good job with it too. You really do.
Like when you're there, like in the moment, like when I make these videos, sometimes I try to recreate the moment so that even if you're not there, you're there in that moment. And so like the fucking Rick James was the perfect intro to that video. And we were there. Like my buddy Brian was doing the like hold your nose and like sink down on the tire. Fucking doing crazy dance moves, vibing out. And that's like the perfect hook for the video. Gotta put yourself back in the zone.
I'm impressed. You really do a fantastic job with it. So seriously, it is. And you guys, I mean, like people don't even watch Beat Not Babied anymore. It's fucking Runs Prime, dude. Like that is the content that people like. We fucking what happened to Beat Not Baby? Let's be honest here. They used to put out fantastic videos of like a dude blowing his hand off with firecrackers, or like the video of I just reposted on my Instagram not too long ago of the Cherokee rolling down that one hill. Like videos like that where people are actually interested in watching it, and like they just don't do it anymore. It's like some stupid boat shit now and like random stuff. Kills me.
Overlanders.
What happened to them is they blew up, and now they're trying to like sell merch and sell stickers, and they're trying to like take the money out of your wallet. And that's not the point of all this shit. Like Runs Prime, it's the boys, and we're out in the woods doing stuff. I'm not trying to make money on it. I'm not trying to like anything. It's just videos of my camera roll that I throw together because I know that guys like you guys, like my own friends, I know they'll like it. And so it's cool that people are so attracted to Runs Prime and the videos that I put out and like all the stuff, but that's not the point. It's just like it's a community, dude. You get off work, you go after work on a Friday, you want to like disassociate yourself from your real life. So you go out in the woods and you drink beer with your friends and like forget about everything else that's going on in the world for a little bit. And that's what Runs Prime's all about.
Yeah, I think you do a really, really good job of putting that like. Sorry, go ahead, Graham. Sorry.
That was surprisingly deep.
Yeah, that was. Who knew that finance man could be so deep? Sorry, marketing man. I'll be more respectful now. I am trying to go after a sister. You know how it goes.
Let's be honest. Are any of the blue collar off road boys even blue collar anymore, except Cody?
Hi.
Richie is for sure. I mean, I would. Luke,
I'm the only one who's not blue collar.
Graham, that's not.
No, Luke stepped away a little bit though. He's not full hands on. He's more. Aren't you more management now, or you just do that?
I'm full blown like fucking running machines and grinders and lathes and shit like that.
Oh,
okay, I didn't.
Not blue collar. You stand inside all day. Does your office have heat and air?
God,
My office is cold.
I fixed the heat and air, so
I'm still there.
See, my worst thing is I have heat and air. Yeah, it's great, but no. When it's supposed to be cold, it's always really hot, and whenever it's supposed to be hot, it's always super cold. So I never get to see the nice product of what I'm doing. It sucks. But yeah,
I just thought that'd be a fun one. Thought that'd strike a nerve with somebody.
We very much accept the fact that we're poser blue collar people.
You are. Watch yourself.
You're the
Dude,
I'll just throw them all under the bus with me. I'll drag them down with me.
God damn it.
Poor
don't-
fucking Graham got roped into this. He didn't even know what he was signing up for. We just sent him a text one day and we're like, you're going to be on a podcast. And here he is now, like 3 years later.
I will
bad
say
here.
that is kind of exactly how it went. It was, hey, me, Richie, and Cody are thinking about doing a podcast. We think you'd be a lot of fun. And he's like, yeah, man, let's do it. And then now here we are 2.5 years later. That's
Fucking going cross
No,
country
we're
doing
almost
stupid
almost
shit.
3.
Yeah.
Almost 3 years. November something is 3 years.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, that was going to be one of my questions. I was going to ask you guys how it all started. Because I feel like you guys talked to a bunch of people, but no one ever asked you guys anything.
No, never happens. It's
But
fun as fuck when it does.
you guys answered one of my questions. So
well, we didn't
Alright.
really go into it too crazy. It was so this was during I think the strip down of the manual Jeep in the start of my Jeep. I think we did the locker, right, Luke? I think that was like the first time.
This
No?
was
Was
we
it
were
cage?
slamming the engine in after the cage to get your Jeep in.
Yes. Okay, so that was the timeline. Yes.
And
And-
we
Go
talked
ahead.
about it the whole time that we were working on your Jeep. And like I remember one of the times that you were welding the stiffeners is when I bought the Podbean name and the website for
Yep.
that. Or not the website, but the hosting service. And that's kind of how it got started. And like we had no clue what the fuck we were doing. We just had a hosting service and needed people.
How did you guys all meet originally? You want to go way back in time for a second?
Ooh.
Yeah, let's go back.
You guys tell your side because I come in way later.
Richie, you've been
Yeah.
quiet this whole time. You get to tell the story.
Well, so me and Luke went to the same school back for middle school going into high school. And I fucking hated Luke for whatever reason.
Damn, you hate autistic people? What's wrong with you, Richie?
I
Jeez.
thought he was just a fucking asshole. And then we got stuck on the same bus because we went to tech and they just send all the kids from our town on the same bus. So we're stuck on the bus for a fucking hour. So of course we started talking. We ended up in the same shop. And we started, finding out we had similar interests and shit. And I don't know, it turned into a weird fucking friendship that I still question sometimes.
I mean, you missed
Sexually,
all
or-
the wheeling shit there, but yeah, basically.
Well,
That's
the wheeling
wholesome though. You go back to the friendship before wheeling. That's the real friendship.
The wheeling didn't start until after we were friends.
Yeah. So I guess I'll pick up a little bit. I bought a Cherokee because I couldn't afford to buy a diesel truck, and somehow Richie ended up with a 1500 Dodge, and so
College
we
fund.
were. Mhm.
College fund, baby.
Oh, excellent. So I forgot that's what started that. So we would just go locally to like the bonfires in the woods. We would take stacks and stacks of pallets and put them in Kish's truck, and we would go ride the trails up into the woods to go to the bonfires. We would hit the mud pits on the sides of the trails and stuff because we were 16, 17, 18 at the time.
We would dip our tires into the ruts on the side of the road, go to school the next day, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, you went so hardcore, man!"
Yeah. So, then we started going up to this place called Ma Belle that Cody was talking about, and things just kind of spiraled from there. I built the shitty ZJ that's been on the Instagram a couple times. Kish's truck got 35s. And it just kind of spiraled until we met up with Graham, and I guess we met Cody at the same time we met Graham.
No, you knew Graham for a little bit longer than you knew me. It was the same because
Yes.
was it 2017? No, it was 2018 when
It
you
was
guys
the
met.
same day that we met you, because that was the day I
Wait.
rolled my shit.
Hold on. So you're telling me that Go Topless Day? So technically, for the Runs Prime guys to understand, I met these guys not actually meeting them though, because I was in a little shitty XJ 2.5-inch lift 31s, and they were like,
Cody wasn't even on the radar. I don't even.
Yeah.
You don't remember me, but I don't remember you either. So
it's good.
Yeah.
It's
We'll
good.
talk.
Yeah. And so that's funny. I did not realize that was the same fucking day. Jeez. But anyways, we
Yeah.
can tell your
So,
story.
I rolled my shitty ZJ, and Graham was one of the people that helped me get it back on its wheels. Then we went to the spot afterwards. Wasn't it Harris the next day? It was Harris, because you smashed your Go Trump sticker on your bumper when the brake line
was that
failed.
when my brake line broke and I slammed it
Yes.
into the tree? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And just totally bananaed that high lift that was on the bumper.
Yeah, and like right after that, there was a couple other things that went down. We got Graham stoned for the first time, meeting him and then getting him stoned, and like I was like instantly, this dude's cool as fuck. And the rest of the club was fucking cool as shit too, because that was one of my first times meeting the club that we all ended up in, and then somehow Cody got picked up the next year at Go Topless Day.
I can
and
tell
we-
that side of how it all kind of arranged.
Yes.
So one of our friends, Marvell, he has always like kind of he's been a Facebook kid for a long time, and I never really used Facebook, but for like local Cherokee people, like back in 2018, it was pretty significant. Where like Greenleaf, Colin, Luke was actually big, but he was not on our radar at the time. But like there was big names like in the area that like people paid attention to, and one of them was Colin. And we always planned like we would have like a decent little small group of people that would come, and like the next day we were like, hey, like if people are driving out to this event, like let's go wheeling the day after. And we just happened to notice that Colin was also going, which we were like, cool, that'd be sweet. We could see like some crazy dude doing crazy things in his big old Cherokee and whatnot. But we didn't realize that it was like a whole BYB club event. And we also didn't realize that like we kind of like got taken under the wing inadvertently, because I think you guys thought that we were there for like a BYB like run. So it kind of worked out.
No, we just knew you would showed up. At least I remember that, at least from what Colin described to me. Of that day. Like I didn't expect you guys, but you showed up at the same time we did. I don't know. I'm never in the loop on anything though. I just go. So yeah. I don't think we were expecting it one way or another, but we thought you were cool. So we were like, you should join the club.
I had the blue XJ then, right?
Yeah, you were on 35s. You were at like my setup, but just with your rig. Yep. And it just works, and that's where it is now. But yeah, so we kind of all met. Well, they met through school, which is kind of gay. But then the rest of us just met through wheeling, and it really is just the club. Like that opened up so much, where then now I was offered like knowledge that I wouldn't get unless I wanted to like Google search through Club XJ and just hope that I get decent information. Like it really is sick that now that having these guys around for all sorts
it
of random
also
shit.
kind of happened to work out really well that you were only an hour away, because then it was like, okay, cool, I've got this shitbag shop, come down here, we'll slam a locker into your rig. And then it spiraled.
Yeah, you were definitely the biggest propellant for my rig actually going places and doing things. And I don't know, I definitely appreciate it. I mean, I appreciate Graham and Colin too. Like genuinely, like I would have an idea and I would just message into, I think that was Lonely Boys at the time actually, that we would just, Lonely Boys is dead now. But like I would just be like, hey, think about doing this. Like, what do we think? And everybody would be like, nope, you're fucking stupid. Knock it off. I suggest this. Somebody would suggest this. Then Luke would suggest something. And it would be like, they would battle it out. And it was awesome because it'd be like watching your parents fight. But then the outcome was you were definitely getting ice cream. So it was perfect. And sorry, I had childhood trauma. Anyways,
this is where begging started.
Oh, maybe you're right. What is that? Why I always get ice cream afterwards? Son of a bitch! It's all coming full circle now.
Cody, I'm excited for your rig to pop off one day. Someday, you're just gonna pop out with like a fucking 1-ton rig on 43-inch SXs and
no, it'll be 42-inch reds most likely.
Let's go. Yep.
So It'll happen. It'll definitely happen, and it honestly will, because I'm very sporadic like that. Like I'm just gonna save up money, and then something's gonna happen. It usually is how it goes. It's kind of how the 3-link situation worked. It was honestly, we were supposed to only swap the 44 that Graham gave me into it, and then we were gonna re-gear it, and then it just blew up into what it is now. So it definitely happens where I just save up money and then it just goes boom. But I'm definitely excited.
You were asking me about building you control arms, and I'm like, okay, cool. By the time that we buy all the shit to do this, you're looking at another, like, I don't know, $300 to buy the cross member and a little bit more tube, and we can just do this. And
For
away
another
we went.
$500, you can have longer links.
Yes.
Yeah. It
Don't
was.
feel bad, Cody. I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm just gonna pull it in to the shop and do X, Y, and Z, and then it snowballs into for some reason the motor's getting ready to come out.
I don't want to hear it. You're the worst one in this whole call right now. You're by far the worst influence.
Me?
Who?
Yeah, you, Bickle.
The hell did I do?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I'll slide you some steel. And
Oh,
then the
yeah,
nose
I am-
falls off. I don't know
I
how
am-
that fucking happens. The glass is now gone. Like, you guys, both you and Hayes were involved in the destruction of multiple panes of glass on my rig.
And apparently Graham's too.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've got one window left. Oh,
same.
It's
Why don't we just-
I promote hooliganism all 24 hours a day.
It doesn't
Well-
help when you promote hooliganism. I don't even know how you said that so well.
Dude, I'm
And
hammered. I don't know.
then
I made that up.
and then there's a guy in the group that gets 10% over mill cost on material. You're like,
Yeah.
"Smash it. I'll help you fix it."
Yeah, so now, like, I'm looking at the doors that are all crinkled up, and I'm like, you'd look better as skins. Goodbye, doors.
Yep.
Goodbye, windshield. Goodbye,
There's
other
no-
pane of glass.
There's a stack of tube at the shop right now with my name on it for the Forerunner this winter.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, welcome to the what do they call that? A juggy? A juggy? Juggy
I
clan?
worst of
Juggy?
all worlds.
When you got like no windshield and like more tube than actual Jeep.
Yeah, it's going to be
Hayes-
terrible. I'm going to have
Hayes'
3/4 of a buggy at twice the cost.
Hayes' windshield is not on because he chooses for it to not be on. It's not on because there's nothing left straight in the tub, so it can't go back on.
I thought you said because he chews it. And I was like,
Yeah,
man, that guy's just getting bored on trail and chomping on his windshield.
I'm
chewing on
munching
it.
glass, baby.
What a
I took
fucking
that,
animal.
like, he's like, hey, Rock, you look a little hungry. Here, have a little windshield as a treat.
Yeah.
Drive
Dude,
fast, glass.
you guys should have seen when he decided to just smash the tub where the windshield connects, like on the YJs, where I guess they're on all Wranglers, but like where the hinge is for the windshield. Have you guys been to Harlan?
Yes.
You
Kind
know
of.
the like first waterfall that you pass that you always see videos of with the tree on the left hand side?
Oh,
Yep.
it's
It's
the
like real
waterfall. The big
Dude.
waterfall.
Old buddy tries to jump up it, snaps a 14 bolt shaft, decides that he's going to go for it again, smashes on it again, and just rams the front driver's side corner of the tub into the tree. And we're just kind of standing there looking at it, and it's dark. It's probably like 2 a.m. There's no beer left, and we're all just kind of staring at it. And then we realize that he's got full butterfly door because the tub's bent so far that the door is just like halfway up the side of his head.
Jeez.
Bro, it's that Lamborghini mod. Y'all know about that.
Are you talking like Bam Margera cutting in the moonroof, or?
Oh yeah. No, that was Billy with the sawzall in front of our cabin. I made him stop what he was doing so I could go get my phone off the phone charger to film that.
Oh, I'm so happy you did. It definitely
I was
added
like-
a nice pizzazz to that video.
He rolled up and he jumped out the what was supposed to be a window, and he was like, I was like, man, you should cut that off. I was like, you want a sawzall? And he jumps on his job site box that's on this flatbed of a full size truck. He smashes through the woods, and he's like, got one. He just starts cutting.
It's funny. So me and Nick were talking about this, and like I forget what we were saying, but we were like, "Oh man, it would be so sick if like we were all local to one another." But man, would we probably get fucking arrested for something? Holy shit!
Yep.
We'd be in trouble.
Yeah, the locals that we live near, especially if we're in Hayes' neighborhood with all them white folks, oof, they would not like us.
Dude, the white folks, they know though. They like. I mean, I got pit bikes. I got the rig running around. I got like a big ass diesel truck with big exhaust. Like the white folks in my neighborhood, they know who the fuck I am. Like, oh yeah, that one
because
redneck kid that lives here. I got a Harley. Like, I'm out here 3 a.m. riding the Harley home through my neighborhood at like 65 miles an hour. They know which house is mine.
yeah, they point to you and the realtor goes, "Man, why is the housing just going down around here?" It's like that guy over there. You're like out there pissing in the corner, waving to your neighbors. But yeah, like I don't know. Oh, but anyways, let me answer that question because I never got to fully answer it. Yes, one day it'll happen. I'll just show up somewhere with it. Maybe I won't show up. We don't know, but it'll definitely just pop up that I have something, but it won't be the Cherokee. I can assure you that.
So you're over the Cherokee?
Yeah, it's just having so many friends. Again, it's back to mom and dad fighting, but now it's a bigger scale across the United States of all my friends with Cherokees and shit like that. Like Graham's recognizing this now too, where it's like once you get to a certain point, you lose the pizzazz that a Cherokee has. And I think like the longevity of trying to keep a Cherokee going that doesn't like it, you're making it do shit that it wasn't designed to do. Like it was like a fucking grocery getter for our grandmother, and now we're just slamming it through the trails. I just don't see there being a point of putting time and effort into something that I know is going to fail.
You don't twist my words. I could easily continue smashing the shit out of mine as is until it's dead and have
It's got a while to
blast
go
doing
before
it.
it's totally dead.
Yes, it's got and I can. It's just metal, as Greenleaf was saying all last podcast. It's all just metal. Like you can just put more metal on it, and it's fine. I have no problem doing that, but I want it to stay as something that can be driven on the road, and putting the reds on it sort of removes that option from the thing. And honestly, I mean, I gained a little bit of, traction and sort of just dumb shit that it can do, but I almost miss it. I do miss it with DOTs. Something you can beat around in the woods with, like roll it back over, turn it on, it still runs, and then drive it home and not have a problem. That's what I want. That's where that rig needs to stay because that's just how it's been. And I would feel really shitty about just everything about that thing if I push it to the end and don't just build something that is just absolutely ignorant for the stuff that I'm starting to do with the Jeep. I've outgrown the Jeep as far as like driving, like as being comfortable. I can drive things comfortably in that Jeep that Jeep is not comfortable doing. Just with body panels and all that. So instead of going and taking what I have and ripping it all apart to build something different, I'm just going to stick with what it is now and build something, the right tool for the job for what I would like to continue to move forward into. Right.
Yep.
Not that the Jeep can't do it. I mean, if anything, I would say your mindset is better off for throw a cage on it, throw 1 tons on it, and just patch it till it's, and just keep it going because you don't care about the body. You've already made this very clear. Like, I kind of like mine. Like, it was my first car. I drove the thing to and from work in various states of disarray after and before wheeling trips. And, it just never let me down. It's a shame to take it off of the road for good, even though it should never be on the road, like in Massachusetts for any, but by any stretch of the imagination. Right. But it's super fun to drive and it turns fucking heads. It doesn't turn heads in a garage not driving. So
yeah, it turns head like the fucking local crackhead naked on the side of the road. I mean, it's not the best turning heads.
Oh no, I mean, but it's still funny because it just doesn't look the part. It doesn't look like something that should be on the road, but it is, or it can be.
I'm at the same crossroads that you are kind of talking about with the 4Runner because, like, when I bought it, it drove on the road. Like I was saying, I drove it an hour and a half home. Not because I wanted to, but like because I did. And it still could. I mean, if I took the drive slugs out of it and took the tires, the KR2s off of it, and put DOTs on it, like it would drive down the road. But like,
So what you're saying is count you in when we do the Transcontinental Trail?
You
that is?
do the Transcontinental Trail. I
I
ain't
don't
doing
know.
that
I don't know
shit.
what transgender trail you're talking about.
It goes from like I think it's North Carolina, South Carolina area, all the way to Utah, and it's all dirt roads the whole entire way, and like trails the
Oh.
whole entire way.
So what you're talking about is overlanding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
like
didn't know this was
for
a blue
like
collar overlanding podcast.
Yeah, I'm with Pickle on this one.
Yeah, it's like
That's
Fine.
that's
Adventure-
lost my, or that's slipping out of my interest.
No,
Um,
you know what's funny is me and Hayes did some of the Transcontinental Trail like 3 years ago.
So you did know the transgender trail, you little liar.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to hear you talk about it.
Jeez,
That's
that's
anything.
fucked up.
yeah.
No,
Before
no,
we got
what I'm saying is
Colin,
like,
we tried the overland shit for a little while. I had a big ass Suburban.
whoa. Can we keel back to the old conversation? Let him finish there, because I got some shit I wanted to throw in there, but I was trying to be polite.
Chill out there, Luke. Put your
No.
panties back on
whoa,
and keep talking.
hey, I'm
Keep
just
'em
talking
off.
about off-road stuff here.
Whoa,
Yeah.
same.
Like I said, I'm just wearing a sombrero and a t-shirt, no pants.
We know how Runs Prime is, so you
What
gotta
else-
check your oil every now and then.
I don't really. I mean, I'm a crossroads with the Foreigner. Like, if I put a different hardtop on it because I got a little drunk and smashed it into a rock on purpose at Good Evening Ranch, I could definitely like sell it as a road driving vehicle. Like, people love those things. A 1-ton 4Runner that like drives on the road, and I could just go into building something with tubes, tube chassis on tons and coilovers, and like have what I'm looking for, because I just want to run harder trails, but at the same time, like, I don't think there's a whole lot of character in a tube chassis. Like, you just look at a red
No.
dot and you're like, it's how I feel about dudes with Lamborghinis. Like, yeah, you're obsessed with a Lamborghini because you don't know anything about anything that's cooler than that. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just a 4Runner that I smashed together and filled it full of tubing and rolled it off of a hill a couple times. It's got a lot more character than the tube chassis that I put axles under.
There's more story to that, right? It's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Any
But at the
full
same
body
time,
rig that's
like,
smashed to shit has more of a story than a tube buggy that somebody built and is driving, like an animal up any trail at any
exactly.
park and having no issues.
Like, if I tubed up the 4Runner and I did a lot more work to it and just didn't give a shit about the cab, I could go run keyhole with the red dot, just like freaking Dylan does. Dylan's just out running dumb shit behind red dot rigs, the red dot rig, and you're like, yeah, I mean, cool, you bought a turnkey rig and it's doing what you wanted it to do.
Meanwhile,
there's nothing
Dylan's
wrong with
over
that.
there.
And like, I mean, that's super fun, but as like people who build things and don't just buy it, like, I don't know, it's more the full body ones are always more interesting to me.
Yeah. I feel the same way. Like, there's a lot of glory in putting something together and it working. Like,
See, so what
Even if
I'm
it's not the
hearing,
best, even if it's not like the prettiest thing, like there's something about
yeah, like the pride I felt in myself after I left Good Evening, and the only thing I broke was the output on my transfer case, because I sheared all the bolts off of the skid that the previous owner had built. I was like, dang, dude, I like actually put this thing together, and in one and a half trips, it like wheeled some hard shit with some decent rigs, like,
Yeah.
my driveway.
So, on a very similar vein to that, I was all set. Like, I had bought a chassis. It had been delivered to Tony's shop and whatnot. And, like, I went to Good Evening and I'm like, yeah, my rig's got to make it through one or two more runs and then I'm done. And, like, I was at Good Evening and the rig just kept working. I'm like, but I had flipped the switch of not caring anymore. So, like, the rig was just getting beat the fuck up, but it was loving it. And I was running everything with Curtis that we would just see a trail, go hit the fucking trail. And, we'd see a hard line, we'd try it 3 or 4 times, and, like, generally, if I couldn't make it up the hard line, Curtis wasn't making it up the hard line, or vice versa. So, like, I was playing at a slightly higher level with Curtis's rig, but, making up for it with driver mod.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I'm not gonna say I was making up with nothing for a driver mod. This is my first stick shift truck, and it's on 410s. I don't know if there's anyone out there that gets that one.
you
but-
got a doubler in there,
That's
right?
a rough one. That's rough.
Yeah, it's got a doubler, but like still in double low, I'm riding the clutch in first on the whole trail.
Oof.
Hi,
But-
Nick.
We're loading gears. There's maybe
Oh, what's
one more.
up, boys?
We're loading.
Surprise.
You still recording?
Yes.
Is that Yoko? What?
Is that-
Maybe. Holy shit! It's the quarter short. I found an open spot and I hopped in, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Got a fucking Waltz crawler hijacker?
Yes.
It is.
No,
This is our
I
podcast
think
now,
it's
not
actually-
yours.
There's actually three of them. Boys.
Uh,
I got Kyle and John here.
Oh no, mayhem.
oh boy.
Oh no.
I think you mean oh yeah, not oh no.
Kylie cigarette.
Mode.
The Waltz are taking over.
All right. So, anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, no, like, it's fucking cool, and you can go do so much cool shit with something that you can say you built yourself and is sentimental after all the experiences you've had there.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, the plan with the Forerunner is for there not to be much left of the Forerunner when that time
Yeah.
comes. I mean, I
Well-
think this winter is basically just gonna be a cage. We're getting rid of the hard top. I'm gonna dove the rear end in.
Dude, and it's going to be mint, especially if you link it.
For right now, we're leaning toward no links for this next season. If I can get rid of my ambulance that I have, then we might link it and put it on coilovers with
party harder.
with full hydro.
No.
But following Hayes around and some other guys around on Leaf and Emmanuel does put a sense of pride in you.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And I made it out of keyhole, and I saw Nick with a winch cable hooked to him.
This is true.
So listen here. We don't talk about that. You didn't see shit.
Who's typing on a typewriter?
I think he's
Yeah.
working on something.
It's so
I was-
funny
I
that
was
you just
listening.
jumped
I'm
in
sorry.
here.
Look,
Runs bypasses.
no, was that Cody that's talking now? I can't. Kyle's yelling in my ear.
Yeah, moderator, can we remove Nick Jonard from the chat?
No.
I'll
He's
leave.
being
I'll
all
leave,
right.
don't worry.
No. You're all right, brother.
I
You're
just
good.
wanted to listen, but then somebody had to comment my name, so I had to speak
Yeah.
up a little bit. I'm just here to listen. It's all good.
And so, I guess, to Graham's point earlier of the whole, like, trying to keep the Cherokee as what the Cherokee is, I don't know. I've kind of given up on that. Like, I'm going down other paths, so I don't care as much. And, like, I kind of want to see where I can finish the project. Like, I want to see it through to its end at this point.
Well, like, I don't know if it is keeping it is what it is. I mean, if you just keep that thing and keep patching it back together and making it work, I think that's what me and Graham was kind of hitting on. It's like, even if it is just a hood and some unibody left.
I think what Graham was getting at, though, was more of keeping it like a streetable rig.
Yeah,
Well,
which I disagree with.
For
That's
mine, but for mine, that's what I want to do. I
Yeah.
have all the panels. I tubed the entire front. You can barely tell that it's like none of that is factory, or most of it isn't, or it's been heavily touched.
I went deep into your page on the 205 swap because I was kind of kicking that idea around with an LS. And dude, the amount of work that you cut out of that thing to put the 205 in, I was astounded. I was like, holy shit.
You would
this man
never
went in.
know. You would never
Yeah,
know.
do it.
It looks almost like factory.
No, it
until
doesn't,
you
you
look
little
at
liar.
like all the pieces, almost like
Hey,
factory.
well, watch it, 35s. Watch it.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm going to side with Bickle on this one.
Yeah,
It
you
looks-
would because he's your
The
boyfriend.
amount of work that you did, like what you cut out, what it looked like at the end was, yeah, dude, that was killer.
It came out good, and like there's so much into that thing, and I've kept it faithful to the shape of the thing. Like I don't know, dove nosing the front of it, while it would look good, it would detract from what I've tried to do with the thing the entire time I've owned it. That being said, shit like Curtis's rig and Nick's rig, where they're cut up and it's tubed out and it's kind of a Cherokee, but it's also kind of a buggy. Like those are cool. Like I like those, and those have an equal. That's the same thing. You have a story behind it. It's something you started with. Maybe it was your high school like beater rig or something, or you got it from grandma and it's been in the family for 10 generations. Stuff like that. Like that's cool. You don't have the same thing with a buggy. Also cool, just in a different way.
So, like, my thought on it is that where I live, it's still going to be street legal after I dove nose it and V8 swap it. So, like, why not go for the maximum performance? You've always had, like, a certain style to how you want stuff to be, and I respect the fuck out of it. And that is very well shown in the two rigs. Like, my rig next to your rig, they're very comparable, but my rig is far more function over form. Yours is form and function.
Some function. It functions semi-well most of the
It
time.
functions really fucking well. Don't fucking downplay that. Like,
Banana track bar.
banana drag
tie rod. It's in the back of the truck. I'm gonna get straightened again, and we're gonna put some DOM on the outside. It'll be mint for the next run.
Perfect.
There's a fine line though between being streetable technically, and then being like full built crawler. Like you're not gonna get full crawler activities out of a Jeep that drives on the street.
No,
you gotta be
no, you don't
full
understand
hydro,
where I'm going.
Dickies, like the whole nine. Like you got to be down to clown, and that same tool is not going to get you down the street.
Hayes, I think you're misunderstood.
Am I?
Yeah, I live in
so.
Tennessee, and we're gonna be running full hydro down the highway at 70 when this bitch is done.
It's gonna be great when you lose steering and then you can't turn your vehicle.
It's already been
I'll just
debunked. So
die.
watch that.
You're going to kill a family of like
You can still steer, but it
autistic
really
children.
sucks.
Out of a full hydro system, if there is a hole at like one end, you're telling me that it's still gonna steer.
Yes.
Oh no! Well, if you lose fluid, well, it'll still steer until you're out of fluid. But if you lose like a pump, you'll still be able to steer.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. But like if you have like you're driving down the road, it's some dickhead in a truck in front of you loses a piece of sheet metal, it comes up and slices your lines, you're fucked. Like you better hope.
Yeah, well then I'm gonna die,
over.
and that's fine.
What highway are you driving on that people are? I deliver sheet metal for a living, and I've never had that happen.
Look, Cody, I don't see how that's any different than running Heim steering and you lose one of your bolts for your steering.
Hey, who the hell is this guy talking?
It's the same thing.
No, because normally your bolt is faced down, so that way, even if it loses a nut, at least it's still there.
You want to know what isn't?
Crack a pitman arm. What if you crack a pitman arm, Cody?
What if your nut on your tie rod loosens up and the tie rod falls off because it is angled on? It's on the bottom, not the top.
This is why I don't drive my shit on the rig, because I don't want to die. This actually would be a cool way to die, though. Think of that.
Yeah.
Can we make it a Runs Prime video?
What you're getting down to is that all you need to do is ride a bicycle on the road, and that's it.
There's a million ways that
if
are.
You're scared about something happening to your rig.
Yeah, I mean, you could lose a wheel bearing.
No, I'm just saying, like, in that circumstance.
In there.
I
There's a
think
lot of
that
commotion.
you guys are mistaken. These are two different tools. You can't run Yukon super joints down the highway at 70 miles an hour.
Well, Yukon super joints are a scam. Just run the Spicer 1550s and you'll be fine.
You're a big dog. You can't run full hydro. You can't run big like full-time lockers.
Hold on, let him
tires.
Hayes,
like,
watch me do it, buddy. Watch me do it. Hayes,
these are two different tools, dog.
Wait, do you have slugs in your front axle? Drive slugs?
I do. Yeah.
See, that's your problem. You can avoid all of that if you run locking hubs. You unlock the front hubs, put it in two-wheel drive, and then nothing in the front axle spins while you're driving down the road.
Exactly.
But JoJo, I'm not going to fucking do that because my Jeep is a purpose-built rig. It rides on a trailer.
It's a
It gets beat to
YJ.
hell.
No, it's not.
So is
You can put
so is
some
Graham.
31s on that
Graham
thing.
street mobs that thing harder than anyone I know.
Dude, I'm
Not
not
anymore, he
driving my
doesn't.
rig with no windshield down the street. I'm just not doing it.
Wear some
I've done it
goggles.
before.
I mean,
So
I understand.
Motorcycle guy doesn't like windshields, or he has to have a windshield. Confirm.
No. Dude,
He's
I'm
probably got
sitting here
the
in my
FXR with a huge fucking windshield.
on one side of me here, I got the YJ full built trail rig, and then on my other side, I've got a Comanche on Super Duties and will be 37s, and no hydro steering. Like it's open right now. Bob's Comanche, full cage, can still fucking outwheel any of y'all asses, but can still drive down the street just fine.
So
Says the one that ran bypasses all of the weekend.
Hey, the only bypass I ran was to go around you because you broke your 18th 60 shaft.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
that's an issue that I'm resolving shortly.
Dude, that's a driver
Is
issue,
that-
Leonard.
Is that after or before you spray paint the whole thing?
Before.
Did you tell Instagram what color you were doing, or was that just to get the people talking?
It better
That
be
was just
brown.
stupid people talking.
Okay, all right.
Like we're talking.
So
Metallic
hey,
brown.
It might not be brown, Graham, but you might at least appreciate it.
Okay.
Well, hey, you stole our podcast, so you might as well tell us.
Yeah.
I did.
No. You don't have
It's
to do
brown.
all
He already
that.
said.
I am
Or
telling
orange.
you
It's
that I'm
probably gonna be
putting it on
orange.
nines front and rear to resolve my Dana 60 issue.
Oh my god! Not the.
So what
90s.
he's saying is he sold the 30-30 rig, is what he's saying, because now all of a sudden he's got cash flow.
No, that hasn't sold yet, but my axles are sold from under the Cherokee.
Oh shit! There you go, brother. Oh
So
yeah.
I do have cash flow.
Dang, who did you rip off?
Don't you worry about it, brother.
Hey, person out there that bought his axles, you're hearing it here. You got ripped off.
They're bent.
No, it's a good deal. It's somebody that I know, and he's seen me wheel them before. He knows what
They're
he's getting
bent.
into.
They're bent.
They're not
Hey,
bent.
you want to
He
hear
blows
how
an axle. Those axles will blow an axle shaft every trail. They're bent.
Dude, the stock shafts were doing me good for the whole last day after I blew through all of my chromos.
Dude, the second time I ever talked to Nick, I'm standing in the back of his truck, and he goes, "Hey, can you hand me the shaft with the least bent splines?" And I was like, "Sure." Second time I
That
ever
might have
talked to
happened. That definitely happened.
Third time I ever talked to him, he's winching shop kid out of the creek.
Oh.
Lucky, me and JoJo got to communicate for like 2 weeks leading up to the Web Wheelers Ball because he was running the Waltz Crawlers account and we were in a meme battle.
Oh, that was a good time.
I
Before
thought
we
the Walt
met
Scholars
each other.
had just given up on their account.
I was busy
Ooh.
with work. Nobody else was pitching in, so
Might as well have. Y'all haven't posted in like 8 months.
You guys
well,
should
you've
really
been
do it.
covering our content for us, so we haven't felt the need to.
You guys should just go ahead and have a coming out post for Frankie.
We're just we're getting new followers is what we're doing, so we're laying low. You know,
it does seem like in all of the videos that have popped off recently, there's been a lot of Waltz crawlers and a lot of BCO
and a
rigs.
lot of blue collar.
You know what?
What?
It's not about.
I don't
who
know
it
if that's a
in
coincidence, but I think it might be.
You're in the wheels. Yeah, you're in the woods with your buddies. Like,
Oh yeah, we're just
doesn't
giving you
matter
shit.
who it is, baby. It's Runs Prime. We're fucking. We're
Running prime.
non-conglomerate. Like, if you're doing cool stuff, you got the feature.
And to be
I'm
fair,
totally just giving you shit because we never get content of ourselves, and it's actually cool to see content for once.
yes, I was just about to say, if it weren't for him, I wouldn't have posted any of those videos because I've been like, dude, I look retarded saying how I want my uncle to fuck me, but like, guess what? People loved it. Like,
Dude, and me, dude. It might
No,
be
I'm
my
still-
bed, but I'll shit in it.
I'm still just a little salty that I got done that dirty.
Bro,
you about
Yeah,
to
that
up
was
my booty
poor
cheeks.
choice in music for Luke.
That
it
was
was perfect.
That was 1,000% my idea. I called Hayes. I was like, I got the
I
perfect
knew it,
song.
you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Next
It's
time
all
we,
He's funny as fuck though.
next time that, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, no, go ahead, Michael. Go.
Steel price, bro.
Shut up, Nick.
He's going through
I'm
a
sorry.
hurricane.
That's some Midwest noises right there.
Bed.
The tumbleweed going by.
I'm about
I
to go
will-
for a ride on the big green tractor, so
There you go, buddy. I will
I'm
say,
gonna hop out of here.
hey man, thanks for hopping on. Appreciate the little cameo.
Later,
Yeah, dude,
bro.
it's been good. I'll let you guys finish out with a Runs Decent podcast.
Hell yeah.
At least they didn't steal their logo.
We don't talk about that.
Talk to you later, then.
See ya.
Oh fuck! This has been great. I haven't laughed this hard in one of these fucking podcasts in forever.
We haven't talked about rigs. We've just been bullshitting.
Yeah. So, great
People are
guys.
gonna listen to this and go, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah, that they love them. Those ones do great.
That's exactly what Runs Prime is. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? What are you guys doing?
Hey, I will say I was embodying the Runs Prime when I first met you guys. I was fucking tuned up and running Prime.
Perfect.
You
I was
guys were
telling
funny as
Hayes-
shit.
I was telling Hayes about this on the phone earlier. It's so funny putting y'all's voices to your faces because I was with Graham and Cody running Rubicon and didn't even realize who they were, like that you guys were who you were for like the first hour I was with you. Cody's just like walking around taking pictures. And I was just like, oh yeah, this dude's cool. He's taking pictures. And Graham's just beating the hell out of his shit. And I was like, nice. I like these guys. I was like, can't wait to meet the blue collar dudes though. And then you're like, oh, he's like, you're Michael from Runsprimebaby. I was like, what's up? And you're like, I'm Cody. I'm on the blue collar podcast. I was like, oh, I recognize your voice.
Isn't that
And then
weird?
not even an hour later, Luke rolls up, and I recognized his Jeep. He rolls up. I hammered at this point in time, and I just spit on the hood of his Jeep, and he drives off.
Yep, that sounds about right for that point.
Oh shit!
I had the same experience when we rolled up on Friday night. Michael, you were a day behind us. Like, we rolled up to check in, and immediately Luke is like, "Are you Runs Prime?" And he's got that voice. And I was like, "Oh shit, I know that voice." And then it was like immediately putting actual faces to voices was the craziest thing. Luke, you didn't look anything like I thought you would look.
What did you think I was gonna look like? All right, I gotta hear this shit.
Less teeth for
I
sure.
was not expecting a man shirtless with only denim overalls on. The big beard.
No, it's not the overalls. It was the like hiking autistic work boots for me.
Yeah.
He
With
had
the
like
tongues
Eskimo
out.
shoes on.
Tongues out. Dude, you had like the audios Osiris sneakers.
Yeah.
But in my defense, also, how many people do you know that are gonna be like, "Oh, hey, I follow you on the internet. Here's my Jeep. Have fun."
No,
That's
that
fair.
was a treat for sure. When you were like, "Hey, get in this bitch," and you were like, "It's a 4-to-1 rig with a manual." I was like, "Oh!" It took me back to my Forerunner roots, dude. Hopped in that bitch, put it in first, just dropped the clutch, and it took off at like a praying mantis pace. And I had a blast. I was in there in my own little world, just crawling over shit, trying not to break your truck.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking great, and it takes a little bit to break it. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. I was
and it
being
was
easy
really-
on it on purpose.
Understandably. It was really funny meeting you guys because I was like already tuned up at that point, and fucking this dude shows up wearing an all black Carhartt setup with, I think you had the Runs Prime hat.
Runs Prime hoodie, probably.
Hoodie.
Yeah, it was the hoodie over. Yeah.
Yeah, you had the hoodie, and I'm like, oh hey, it's Runs Prime. Fuck yeah. And like that was right when Cody was smashing my shit.
Oh yeah,
So
when
that was just
we were behind. So you guys weren't at dinner at the Mexican restaurant that Friday night.
Correct. We were not.
We rolled up on. So we rolled up on y'all's cabin, and it was like all the Waltz guys and Dylan Waters and like that whole crew. They were like, "We're going to get Mexican." Like, we hadn't even unloaded yet. We had just got there, And so we basically unhooked the trailer, all hopped in one truck, and rode out to get Mexican. And then all came back as one big unit and immediately unloaded and went wheeling. Like there was no downtime whatsoever. And so we finally rolled up and kind of met you guys for the first time after we were like 2 fish bowls deep in margaritas and burritos and cheese. Like everybody was tuned 10 out of 10 when we all met for the first time. And I thought that was kind of a cool vibe. It's like, hey, I'm drunk, you're drunk, let's party.
The let's party part of it set the tone for the rest of the weekend. It was just nonstop party after that.
Oh, man. Had the
Yeah,
sun
that was-
again.
on, baby, the big speakers, had the playlist on lock, dude. We were cranked.
Dude, that was by far the best wheeling trip I have ever been on. That
Yeah.
the rigs, all the rigs were working. The dirt and the rocks were like perfect. I feel like I'm talking about mountain bike trails right now, but like the dirt and the rocks were just perfect. They were just like sticky. There was traction everywhere. The park was great. Yeah, you guys killed that one, location and all.
Oh, it's perfectly done.
We're going back there next year.
Oh,
Following
the
years
announcement.
to be determined. So that's going to be mint, and then we expect to see you at AOP.
Oh, we'll be at AOP. I think we got something to talk about too.
Yeah.
Oh, do tell.
We'll drop a little tidbit right now, just in case anyone's still listening. Like, this is if you're still listening right now, you're invited.
Ooh, okay.
You want to be
I'm
careful
racing.
with that.
Oh, dude, anybody's invited. We're like I said, we're all inclusive. You bring your shit and you beat it down. We get that shit on video. You're on Runs Prime. You don't have to be cool to be like. This is not an elite group. Like we will post anything cool that exists. But anyway, in April, Runs Prime Racing plans to take over Harlan, Kentucky for a costume.
In
this
April?
This is April.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's gonna look crazy.
But we're going full Halloween. Like, you can go as hard or as little as you want to, but we got a couple ideas in mind for best costume, best beatdown, best breakage. There might be some like money things going on here, but we're trying to have all of our boys out, take over Harlan, and just absolutely burn down the county.
That sounds like a
Dressed
hell of a
up
lot of fun.
like a freaking gorilla. When else can you go wheeling with your buddies and dress up like a gorilla?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go there probably in my normal getup because that's costume enough as it is.
Yeah, he's gonna look like a strangler.
Only for you.
Oh
Nice.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
But no,
no.
like just not even really like a crazy event. Just like trying to put a weekend together where everyone gets together, like right after all the rigs that everyone has been working on all winter is back together. You know, because like everyone's gonna be going to the Trail Trash event, and then after that it's the Waltz Boys event, and then after that it's y'all's event.
Oh, can I drop some information about that?
Uh-oh, let's hear it.
Hey.
Rumor has it that the Waltz Boys, the Blue Collar Boys, and the Runs Prime Boys are actually going to be showing up at the.
Okay, never mind. You're good. Sorry, I didn't know what you were about to drop. Sorry.
I know what I'm about to drop. Let me drop it the way I want to drop it.
Sometimes we don't know, Luke.
Cody was about to Gestapo on that info.
Yeah, he was. God
Don't
damn.
worry. I put a little editing note. May have to cut this. So you're gonna do what you want.
Palestine over here.
I was going to say that we're renting out the cabins at the meet and beat, and they're possibly moving the Memorial Day run to the meet and beat. So all of Waltz Crawlers is looking at possibly showing up for that.
Ooh.
That might change. That might change our timeline then a little bit there, Hayes.
I mean, April is it's an idea. Because we don't want to, the point here is to not step on any of our boys' toes with their events. And
I
we're
might
new,
suggest Memorial Day because
Yeah.
that's going to be open.
but like I said earlier, baby, Runs Prime is more than just wheeling. Like Memorial Day, the boys are going to be out on the lake trying to find the biggest titties on the biggest boat that we can find.
I mean,
So
that is a
can't
vibe.
guarantee that we'll have the whole crew out there.
Disclaimer:
That is
I
a
have my
vibe.
own titties.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
I have a loving girlfriend that I appreciate so much. Disclaimer.
Shouts out to- Thank you for what you are, but us single guys,
We
we
out
got-
here hunting for titties. You know?
we got side quests.
On side quest.
Godspeed, brother. Godspeed. I just can't be doing that and having a happy home life. So I'm not gonna.
Hey, I'll
that's
go
all right.
wheeling with you, bud.
But all I'm
Hell
saying
yeah.
is that those big, like, could be lake holidays are tough for most of our crew.
Which is a shame. But anyways, back to the trail trash meet and beat.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Are
be
you guys-
getting rowdy. I already put the vacation time in for it for next year.
Are you guys getting the big cabin, or is just all the like each individual group getting an individual cabin? I don't know how many
Um,
rooms are in the big cabin.
So
Is there even a big cabin?
at
Oh,
AOP,
shanties.
it's all the sheds. So like I'm probably gonna call and reserve like 3 of the sheds and just let everyone figure it out. But they've got 4
Yeah, no, I'm
bunks
down
in
with
there.
that. I'll definitely get one of those.
But Luke,
Um,
there is a big house. There's an actual house. Like kind of
yeah,
behind that
but
playground
that's
area. Like
that's not actually owned by AOP. That's owned by, if I remember correctly, the next door neighbor, and that's going to Trail Trash.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
that makes sense.
Um,
I'm
so
down with one of the cabins though. We got one last year. It was sick.
yeah,
It's
my
like
thought
perfect.
is. Sorry, go ahead.
It's like perfect for what you need for a weekend. It's like
Oh,
just
yeah.
a bed, refrigerator, and air conditioner.
But like after how well the Web Wheelers ball went off, I'm gonna try and make sure that for the people I give a fuck about, the meet and beat goes the same way, especially if we're gonna have waltz crawlers, blue collar off road, and everyone down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's gonna be sick.
So
Yeah, and you got to make up for leaving me to fight in the trenches without any food or any anything. Really,
Graham,
hey,
you had a hell of a weekend that weekend.
yeah, I did.
he's a hell of a trooper though. So like this
It
is a
was
normal
rough.
fucking weekend for him.
I was eating burgers. I had cooked. I had a bag of them. I put the bag of cooked just burgers, like no buns, no condiments, no anything. I just had burgers in a plastic bag. I had I was just eating those breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And
Hey, you
I
guys
cooked
wanna
them the day
know-
before. I don't even know how I got roped into cooking burgers. Like I am not one you want to give the spatula at a grill, but I cooked all the burgers and I got burgers and I'm only alive because of those burgers. So,
Hey, Run Prime secret tip: bring corn dogs and aluminum foil, and just put it in between the headers and the motor,
that sounds like a solid lunch.
or
Food.
uncrustable.
Graham, I think you keep forgetting the fact that you have a +1 now who will probably be coming with you on these events. You will have to plan food.
That
I
is
mean,
up to
it's
her.
mac and cheese mostly, but like
she
it's still
is well aware of my inability to do these things. So her decision is up
But-
to her
Dude,
whether
Does
she
she-
wants to suffer or not.
Does she recognize? I don't think she fully understands though. You know, like she has an
No,
idea.
she definitely doesn't.
Oh
She
god,
definitely doesn't.
God bless her, man. She's.
You're gonna need to supervise her. I'm gonna be dying.
I
I'm
can
gonna
help.
be-
Yeah, she'll get her rations from me. Fruit snacks, fruit
Graham
snacks, and granola bars.
Yeah.
He is, man. He's leaving. He's just going and blazing his own trail. I'm proud.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
None
Does
of
she
us do.
understand that we're all autistic?
Oh, she's met us. She knows. she knows for sure. But yeah, that you're definitely gonna have. I think you're gonna be going to Walmart before you show up to the event from here on out. If I had to
It's
guess,
so upsetting. The trips just aren't going to be the same.
Don't say that when she's around. I don't think you'll get a good answer from her.
no, Cody. I get what he's saying, dude. it's fun to take your girlfriend, but it's a different thing. Because when you don't bring your girlfriend, you show up and you have a salt and pepper packet and 2 Uncrustables from an unknown date and warm beer. And you're like, I'm good.
Yep.
When
No,
they
All
come,
you
they're
need.
like, okay, we have to stop and get ice and chips and guac. And I think that we're going to need to bring
Oh
at
my
least
God.
a pair of underwear. And I'm just sleeping on the ground in the same clothes I had on when I left work on Thursday.
I mean, I hear you. Trust me, because like for the past 6 years, I've been with somebody. So like all of my past events have been with someone, and like the Web Wheelers Ball of this year was my first wheeling event, being solo dolo, and it was sick. Like I think this was the.
Isn't
And
it
I don't
so
know.
freeing?
Even, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's related. I'm not gonna say it is,
It's
but I
freeing.
will say I had a hell of a time. It was the best event I've been to in all 6 years. So, little going somewhere like 115 pounds lighter. It's crazy what happens.
Don't lie, she was more like 220.
Nah, she might have been more
was
like
like
110.
115.
Yeah,
Damn it, guys.
with them
Uh,
big cheeks, it might have been geez, not 220. That'd be. Oof. Don't say that one. Anyways, less about her.
Yeah, less about her. The only thing I'm trying to figure out right now is if I'm gonna have to reserve 4, because if Morgan's going, she's gonna need her own cabin. So, we'll get that figured out.
Who's Morgan and why does she need her own cabin?
Morgan is my girlfriend, and she would need her own cabin because she is not going to put up with the shenanigans that Graham and Cody are going to bring after Graham tried to send her off the hill at Harlan.
No, me and Graham are just gonna do. Graham has the fifth
say-
wheel, so we'll just get him a fifth wheel. We'll somehow get whatever I'm cobbling together onto the fifth wheel, and I'll get the camper again, and it'll be fucking mint. Done deal.
I say we have a boys' cabin and a girls' cabin. There's no girls allowed in the boys' cabin.
Yes.
You know what? At the boys' cabin, it will be a goddamn party like it
Sounds like
was at the Web Wheelers Ball.
Sounds like a pain in the ass. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Dude, you guys had a bear in your cabin. What the hell?
We did.
Yeah, dude.
And we're not talking about Luke either. There was an actual bear.
That's a weird way to compliment Logan, but I guess he'll take it.
Oh no.
Also, putting on Billy's shorts and that I wore them as pants was the highlight of my trip.
I forgot about that fucking picture, man.
Hey, that
Oh,
picture
shit.
did surprisingly well.
That was a good picture.
It was
I don't
great.
think I've seen this picture.
What? It's on the. I think it's on the.
You were there.
drive.
Oh, no, you weren't. You were sitting outside, I think.
I think he was sleeping.
No,
it was late. He wasn't sleeping yet.
no,
Oh, the
because I
bear?
talked to him outside after that.
What were we talking about?
When we were eating this really terrible Jack's pizza.
Welcome back,
Yeah,
Hayes. I don't
and
know if you remember.
You had your prom photos with the bear.
Yeah, when I was taking prom photos with the bear.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you to Luke. I think it was Graham and Kyle sitting outside. Maybe it was just Kyle. Gave me like 4. I looked at him. He was like, "Are you fucked up?" And I was like, "I've drank 20 Busch Lights so far today." And he goes, "Here you go," and just opens up this $10,000 Yeti to 10 more banquets. That sent me over the moon. Broke my transfer case.
Yo, I will
still have
say
one of those
after that
banquets
trip.
in my-
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was saying I still have one of those Coors banquets from Gary in my fridge from the cooler that he put it in.
We'll get to Gary in a second. Ever since Good Evening, I've been on a banquet kick.
Banquets are good.
I can't find him in a tall boy though. Like
I don't
no
think they
tall
make 'em in a
Kansas
tall
City.
boy.
Oh boy, they only make a stubby.
And a glass.
Yeah.
The glass ones are good. Like
Dude, I've discovered that if you want to go wheeling and stay mildly coherent, Bush Light is the way to go. You can drink all of them and get drunk, but still be able to drive.
I feel that with the Coronas were good for that too, where I could just like enjoy one right after another, like just have like it just ride out a casual, good like drunk buzz ish. Like it was like right on that line, so you're just chilling. I feel you. It was nice.
Nah, that was a wild trip.
It was fucking great. I will say we are coming up on 2.5 hours. We are 30 minutes over our usual mark.
Holy
So
crap.
yeah, we've just been chatting. But yeah, I mean, I genuinely, I don't want to cut it short. Does anybody have anything else that they want to get to?
I've got one question for the main blue collar boys. When you guys go to get parts for your rig at a parts store, what is your go-to parts store and why?
O'Reilly's. None of the other ones compare.
Oh, I'm with you on the O'Reilly's, dude. I used to be an Advanced Auto man, but I've swapped
Fuck
over
Advanced Auto.
Yeah,
I
they're
hate them. They're slow. The people don't know what they're doing. Parts
Dude,
return
does
suck.
O'Reilly's just pay better? Because the dudes
do.
at O'Reilly's
They
know
do.
what they're talking. They get out the book, they whip out the giant Bible, and just start showing you parts.
I'm pretty sure the O'Reilly's employees get paid more than any other parts store employees do. I don't know by how much, but they do make a little more.
Yeah, if there's anyone out there that's not fucking with O'Reilly's yet, you really should.
Yeah. Advance is definitely a no. AutoZone's like if you have to go, O'Reilly's is where it's at. Napa, they're never open. I'd go if they were open, but they close at like 5.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I was gonna say my answer is CarQuest because I used to go there for my old job and like we had a pretty good discount there, so I'd go there and use my job's discount. But then I started to get to know the dudes and the dudes loved me, so I used to get shit at like 5% over cost, and that was the only reason. Like they were great, and like he was always like, all right, what vehicle are we gonna put this on and where's the part coming from? And like it was just a really good dynamic. But then he got fired because I think he got caught literally scalping the company to help me out for like $5. And yeah, but it was cool. It was fun.
Isn't CarQuest a branch of Advanced?
No, so yes and no.
Yeah, no. Fuck those guys.
I don't know, dude. I was getting I was breaking spicers, like Dana 30 U-joint spicers and bringing them back and getting a brand new one for free. So, I mean, it's hard for me to complain, but obviously I wouldn't go back now because they are kind of aggressively overpriced. So, yeah. That's my answer.
If it's for me and I am buying it and it is not like a off the shelf item, it's O'Reilly's. If it is like a Spicer part number advanced, if it's I guess this would be a little bit of a fucking fun one, but if it's like engine management, for example, like my Terminator is coming through advanced because I get 25% off.
I'd be careful of them. They aren't going to return it when it blows up, and those things do blow up. You look at those Terminators the wrong way, and they stop working.
Brother, please stop raining on my parade. Let me enjoy something.
Why are ECUs blowing up?
He just hit us with the most autistic spreadsheet about part stores that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yes, you ask an autistic kid to tell you something, and you get the answer. I don't know what to tell you, bud.
You even put them in alphabetical order for us. Come on, man.
So I got a question.
Good at playing piano?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm really good at guitar, though.
You got the bad kind of autism.
Yeah,
you got the one where you're bad at stuff.
No, I'm good at guitar and I'm good at guns, and sometimes okay at wheeling. So, like,
don't shoot up a school and you'll be all right.
I'm not gonna shoot up a school.
He's
You're
not trained.
okay there.
Never mind. That was a bad joke.
That was funny as fuck.
That was
chuckling so hard right now.
I'm happy I didn't finish that one. Sorry,
so-
that was unhinged thoughts.
Goblin mode.
So, I have a question for the Runs Prime boys before we, end this shit. Did we live up to your expectations, Dad?
Go first, Michael.
I mean, I think so. I mean, Graham beat the hell out of his shit, which is pretty much what I was hoping for. Luke was the most talkative person that I've ever met, and but talking with information. So, I mean, I think so. Cody, I wish you would have been there with something to drive, but you're at least dressed nice.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My uncle doesn't think the same. It's fine.
But no, you guys are a delight. It was so funny, and it was nice to just like
meet a group of people online and then meet them in person and then be exactly who you expected them to be.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than when they don't live up to expectations.
Yeah.
Like
And
Nick
especially when you
Jonard.
go wheeling, because I feel like there's two extremes in wheeling. It's either dudes that are like not that fun and they're just kind of like, oh, I was wheeling. We did like 2 or 3 trails and now we're just going to sit around and cook burgers for 6 hours. And then we might go back out. And then there's dudes that are heavy metal music in the background, thrashing through the woods, just jumping shit until something breaks. And then they're like, oh, I'm going to drink 8 beers, throw this thing back together, and we're going to go back out on the trail. So,
Hayes?
I would agree. I will agree with all the things that Michael said. I didn't expect Graham to be the big dick dog of the group, but he definitely
Nobody ever does.
showed out with the fucking banana tie rod XJ doing cool shit. Always, I felt like we were there together for like most of the cool shit too. Like that first night at Keyhole, and we just took turns like banging on that backdoor weird route that we took.
Yeah.
It was just like me and you, and maybe like I think the other 2 guys with rigs there. I even got there. We showed up kind of late for some reason. But anyway, Luke, you're as autistic as I thought you would be. You're fucking entertaining as hell, and I enjoyed hanging out with you. Fucking awesome. Hell of an event, by the way. Like, literally, like Michael said, the best wheeling event I've ever been a part of in all of my years of wheeling. You
I
guys
will say, sorry, go
Aw.
ahead.
You guys brought the coolest, like, the group of people that showed up was people that we want to hang out with. Like, it's literally us, our crew from other places in the world. Like, I said the same thing about the Waltz boys. You guys are the same. Like, we all have our little friend groups that love wheeling and have this weird obsession with off-roading. And we just met, like, 8 other groups of guys that love the same shit for the same reasons. And so we were all just, like, instantly best friends. Cody, I got a fucking kick out of you because you say the most off-the-wall shit all the time. And if I had had my camera going for more of our conversations, like, we would have more, like, massive
More Cody
videos.
one-liners.
Yeah.
So do you want another trick? Do you want another trick to it? You don't think before you speak, and then you're just as surprised as everybody else when it just comes out of your mouth, and it works out sometimes.
Oh shit! Did I just say that?
Exactly. You're just like, man, I guess that was kind of funny. I did that. Did I tell? I mean, just like the fucking one-liner I said when we were at the Big E Graham with the girl with the Red Sox hat. Like, dude, that just came out of fucking nowhere. But it would have been like the most perfect pickup line in the world. This girl's wearing a Red Sox hat. Saw her running away, and I'm like, oh shit, that girl's wearing a Red Sox hat. That means she's into losers. She'll like you, Brandon. And talking to my buddy, and I'm like, man, that'd be a good way to introduce myself. It's like random shit like that. It just happens. I don't know. It's fun.
Yeah.
I love it. I got a hell of a kick out of you guys. You guys got a good crew. You got good people that show up to your events. Like, everybody in this little niche of a corner of the world that we've created is a bunch of good dudes. Like, nobody at that event, nobody that I've ever met through like hardcore wheeling has been an asshole. Like, it's all like, you guys are people I can count on 24/7. Just fucking good dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of the best parts, and the biggest regret I have from that event is that it's a character flaw. I am too impatient and cannot stand groups. So I'll pick 2 people and I'll go wheeling with them.
You were standing too close to Curtis. That's your problem.
Yeah, agreed.
Curtis was antsy the whole weekend.
Hey, but I will
Rightfully
say
so, he
that
hasn't wheeled in 2 years.
I will say that Curtis and myself did just go fucking big dick run everything on that side of the park. So, like, there is something to be said for that. It's fun as fuck to just go bomb with 2 rigs that, like, between the differences in the rigs and the drivers are on the same playing field and just go play. Like, it's a different ball game than it is, it's baseball versus basketball. Where
sure.
wheeling with the big group, it's a ton of fun, but you run into big group problems. Wheeling with a small group, you don't get to wheel with anyone, but you hit every fucking thing on that side of the park.
Yep. That's why we didn't even tell anybody that we were running shit to Windrock with a small group here on the 20th. It's like me, Michael's rig, Jordan's rig. That's it. Like
You do realize that this is going to come out in 2 days, so
I
have
mean,
fun.
if anybody wants to show up, like that's cool, but take this right now. Like I'm warning you, we're leaving you behind because the
Well,
only
we
goal of us going to Windrock is so that we can run trails at Windrock because we always show up with a giant group. Somebody's broken, somebody's shit doesn't run, and it's a trail scab for the whole operation.
Yeah.
It was
So,
we kind of did it that weekend because it's the same weekend as Fall Crawl at Harlan, so we know that like most of the dudes are going to be at Fall Crawl. So we'll go. We were just kind of wanting to like after the Web Wheelers ball and the Trail Trash ride. It was like, oh, we really just wanted to go on a small ride.
yeah.
And we did a
And
Harlan ride. We did a Harlan ride with just our friends around here, and I think it was 8 or 9 rigged. Like what in May?
Yeah, I think it was 9,
Yeah.
but only like 3 of them ran at any point in time. So same situation. And that was our own group. Like that wasn't even an event. It was like, damn, all of our shit's broken. Including my own and yours.
And mine.
Yeah. So I mean shit, don't get me wrong. If somebody shows up to Windrock on the 20th after I've said this on the podcast and they want to wheel with us, like we're not gonna turn you away, we're not gonna leave you behind. But like fuck, we want to run some damn trails.
Rattle Rock.
Yeah. 15, Rattle Rock, Walden's Ridge.
Yeah, and so that's one weird thing that I will say is we have to now be slightly careful about what we say on here if we're going to a major park, just because like you're going to attract a group and it's cool, but you just have to think before you speak.
Yeah.
I'm not good at
Come
that.
to Windrock. Don't be a nerd.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm cool
I mean, if
with it.
you're going to go to Windrock, show up to Windrock, but expect to fuck. Don't
Yeah.
expect to fucking play games.
Fuck hard and wheel in front of my camera and go
Yes.
viral on Instagram.
So
yeah.
speaking of, you guys are gonna be there till Sunday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try and work some magic.
That's the plan. Yes, we would love to see you or not see you if we're being secretive on the podcast.
Yeah, we're
Well-
not going.
I'll put it like this, right? If this weekend goes well and I get everything I need to get done, I might be there for a day. Just let me know what day would be better, and I need to know like this week.
I
Saturday.
would plan on Saturday. Yep.
Okay.
I'm planning on being there Friday night, like later, and running some hard stuff Saturday, and then maybe some shorter stuff on Sunday, and then heading home. It's only like 2 hours and some change from my house, though.
It's kind of a pull from mine, so I'll leave after work on Friday, and then we'll probably just like unload and prep for the day for the weekend, like hang out, drink beer, eat
Are
burgers.
you gonna have a campsite?
Yes.
Yeah, we already got one.
Okay.
Yeah, and so you're welcome to any of that. But
I will hit you up after the podcast.
running trail on Saturday. That's the plan.
Alrighty. Well, on that note, boys, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on. You guys were fucking amazing. The ADD runoffs that we had were phenomenal. You guys did fantastic. Where can we find you guys on all social media platforms?
Of course, at Runs Prime Racing on Instagram. We're working on the TikTok presence at Runs Prime Racing yet again. My personal is Hayes4Low, and Michael's is Bikel_Scott. Bikel.
Oh yeah, well make sure you guys go over there, check those boys out. They're fucking awesome. Their Instagram content is absolutely amazing. And Bickle's got a girlfriend that's way too hot for him, so get some good views on his Instagram.
We almost made it.
Yeah, post more pictures of her, god damn it.
Yeah, dude, I came here for the views and I'm not seeing any. but no, seriously, thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate every single one of you. You guys are amazing. Please, whatever listening platform you guys are on, go right down to the bottom, give us a 5-star review, put a random review. I'll be happy to see it. And if it's funny, I'll shout it out on one of these episodes. Keep in the lookout. We're going to be having some merch hopefully come up here soon. We've been dragging our fucking asses on it. We've had the ideas, we've had the plan, and we just can't make it work, but we're going to. I promise you. Stickers, same thing. It's probably going to be free stickers with the merch because trying to sell somebody $5 on one sticker is pretty fucking gay. So I don't feel like doing that. But yeah, on that note,
If you're gonna come to a wheeling event, make sure your shit runs prime, and if you're gonna be cool, do it in front of a camera.